Orioles unmasked, and it's a day game on this Saturday here at Camden Yards, and a beautiful day for a baseball game. It's the Indians and the Orioles. 4 games set. First 2 have been split. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. The Orioles with the announcement that they have picked up a backup catcher. We'll talk about that. Hundley coming over from San Diego. Troy Patton is gone. Steve Lombardozzi is here and available. They wanted the extra infielder. Buck Showalter said that about an hour ago, and within the hour it's been done. And for the Orioles, the victory last night, all about the offense that they need to power this team. And the guys who got it done were the 2 in the middle. What a job last night by Davis and Cruz. Cruz is having the spectacular start. 15th home run came in the 2nd inning. Leads the American League in that department and in RBIs now. And for Chris Davis, they are coming back. That home run came in the 5th inning. He had 4 RBIs in the ball game last night. When those 2 guys are putting it up, you're going to win some ball games, and right now they are. 15 home runs, tied for most. 42 RBIs, most in the AL for Nelson. And for Chris Davis, 7 homers, 25 RBIs. Between them, they account for 35% of the team's RBIs and 49% of the home runs. Big names, big acquisition in Cruz, Jim, and they're working together.
Well, they really are. And then how do you drive in runs? Nick Markakis gets 4 base hits. Machado out of the lineup because of the groin. Scope didn't do much in the 2nd spot. So all of a sudden, Adam Jones in this series 6 for 11. So I think Chris Davis probably said it best. For the first time, with the exception of Manny not being able to play because of the groin, they're putting it all together collectively. And I'm telling you, the Nick Hundley trade for Troy Patton is going to be a huge trade because he will be the starting catcher for the Orioles.
Pretty amazing when Matt Wieters still out of there. And for the Orioles, Buck Showalter said last week it's separation time. What he's talking about are teams in the division start to move apart and separate themselves, those who are going to go to the bottom and those who are going to come up. So it couldn't be a better time for the Orioles in this American League East, which is all over the place, to put some W's together.
Right, and the Orioles are going to play 2 more games here. Then they go out to Milwaukee, Houston, and Texas. So you're right. They know. I mean, players look at the standings. They know that the Blue Jays, for the first time, in 5 years, they've been in first place. They're playing well. The Orioles a couple of games back in the or tied for the losses, but 3 games back in the wins. So all of a sudden, because somebody is pushing you, all the other teams kind of treading water. The Red Sox have lost 8 in a row. Ortiz broken over 17 with a harmless single to left. So they are really struggling. It's time for the Orioles, and it will be difficult today, as you know, because Corey Kluber can really pitch. And Jimenez coming off a game where he didn't quite have his best stuff in Kansas City.
And the Orioles continue in that stretch of 37 out of 40 games in which they are playing out of the division. So if you can make hay out of the division, then you go back into it in those 2-for-1 ball games, you can really set yourself up to be in good shape when you get to the All-Star break.
Yeah, and the other thing, Gary, is we know, we're finally seeing the offensive capabilities. We know this is, if not the best defensive club in baseball after setting the all-time record. It's certainly one of the top 2. So it's about your pitching. It's about getting your starting pitching to your bullpen. And right now, they just got to play in concert, and they're going to win some baseball games.
All right, we're ready to go. Game 3 of this 4-game set. There are some people here you should listen to, and we're going to show you one of them. Listen right now.
Go O's! You say go O's? Go O's!
Ball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by AT&T, mobilizing your world. What a gorgeous day. It's part of a gorgeous Memorial Day weekend here in the area. Our game time temperature brought to you by Train, 72 degrees and the humidity way down. Visit trainsearch.com to find your local Train Comfort Specialist dealer. It's hard to stop a train, really hard. Starting lineup for the Indians. They are 23 and 26. Bourne, Aviles, and Brantley, Chisenhall, Rayburn, and Murphy, Santana, Gomes, and Sellers. 7-game hit streak Bourne has continued in the first 2 here in Baltimore.
And for you, Baldo Jimenez, let's take a look at his pitch mix. The fastball, 2-seamer, 4-seamer, about half the time. Breaking ball, curveballs, and sliders. And then the changeup is actually a split-fingered fastball. The key for him, if we look at these numbers, he got out of April where he was 0 for 4. He's 2-1. He actually pitched pretty well, but one glaring mistake, not a lot of run support, a little bit over 3 runs a game this year. And that was a 3-run home run to Alex Gordon last Sunday in Kansas City. So he's pitched very well. In fact, you have 2 pitchers today. Jimenez 2-1 in May, and then Kluber 2-0. So this would be a little bit of a pitching duel. Both of them on their games. First time that Baldo has pitched against his former team after spending a couple of years in Cleveland. Last year 13-9. Where he was 4-0 in the month of September.
Steven Lombardozzi is here, so the Orioles get a backup on the bench. There's Lombardozzi, just added to the roster minutes before game time with the deal getting done. Like Showalter said, it was in the works, but he said it may be any time between 5 minutes from now and 12 hours from now. Well, closer to 5 minutes. And we are underway. And here is Bourne, their leadoff batter. Center fielders had the 4 for 8 stolen base and a run scored here. Jimenez's pitch, and that one will be fouled away. Jimenez, of course, had great years with the Indians. Really became a name there with the starts that he made for that ball club. 26 and 30, 4.5 ERA in the time he was there. But the one really spectacular season he had was over in Cleveland.
Yeah, he was so consistent last year. 32 starts, 27, 3 runs or less. But they know he doesn't like to throw strikes.
That'll be down to first base and a foul ball.
And what I mean by that is that when he gets in trouble, and if you look at over the course of his career, a lot of walks per innings. His first year over there, 95 walks and 176, so more than 1 every 2 innings. Last year the walks came down a little bit, 80 and 182. But for him to be successful, needs to throw strike 1.
Pitch is in and fouled back. Bourne, the shift is on against him, and he was trying to punch that one the other way. Manny Machado continues out for the Orioles, missing his 2nd consecutive ball game, and now has missed 27 ball games this year. And that pitch will just miss inside. Thought he might have had him. The right groin is the problem for Manny. They hope he is going to be able to be back in the lineup maybe tomorrow, but it's a day-to-day right now. 3-2 delivery on the way, and Bourne will pop that one up, and again that's going to go to the seats.
Yeah, it's amazing the shift they put on him. I mean, here he is, he's pecking away on breaking balls and fastballs away, but they play him to pull, and maybe that is why he's only walked 8 times in 128.
As a leadoff batter too. That'll go the other way, foul. So it's going to be at least 9 pitches in this at bat to start it out with Bourne. Bourne has had a 3 for 13 against Jimenez. There are a few people in the lineup who have faced the Orioles starter a significant number of times. 68% of leadoff batters retired by Jimenez this year. Bourne takes it and he's gone.
Yeah, there's the splitter. So sliders, 2-seamers away. Bourne having a hack attack trying to stay alive, and then it's not a great one, but it just fools him. I mean, totally paralyzes him. There's a splitter. You want to throw it a strike, obviously 3-2, and he's able, nicely framed right on the corner by Steve Clevenger.
So he gets the first out. Aviles had a base hit and 10 at bats in the series, and will take the breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike. Aviles with an 0 for 3. Lifetime off. Jimenez did pick up 1 RBI, even though has only 1 hit. 0-1 delivery to him, and that'll be fouled off. Where did that get him? That came right up and caught him as it bounced off the ground. He kind of bent over a little bit on that one. That hurt.
Yeah, Mike, a better a better fastball hitter, so they just throw him a slider out in front, and just got him on the back of that right deltoid. Another hacker.
Hate to be hitting the right deltoid just after noon on Saturday. I'll tell you that right now. It'll kill you. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and he swings at one up high. It's strike three. Play's got to be made at first base, and it is by Clevenger.
Hey, look at the Oriole defense. A little bit different because of injuries. And Cruz in left, Jones and Markakis, Gold gloves in center and right. Flaherty, he's been all over the place. He's the third. Hardy, two-time Gold Glover at short. Scope, Davis, Steve Clevenger behind the plate.
So a couple of strikeouts for Ubaldo Jimenez to start the ball game, and here's Brantley. He's got the longest streak going for the Indians right now at the 9 games, and has pushed his average up to .302 on the year. 9 home runs, a part of it, and the off-speed delivery had the knee buckle, but is not in there for a strike. The Orioles start the day in second place, a game and a half ahead of Toronto. The Yankees are 2 out. Tampa Bay and Boston are both 6 out in the division. 1-0 pitch. It was the Jays getting the victory. Steve Tollison's 2-run homer. Liam Hendricks' first start for them got the win. 3-2 over the A's last night. And Tampa Bay's Chris Archer and Boston's John Lackey had a pitching duel in the 9th inning. A walk-off hit by Cole Figueroa. A double. And Tampa Bay came away with a win. And the pitch will be taken for a ball, and it goes to 3-0. Yankees lost again. Adam Dunn, 2-run homer off the closer David Robertson. For Robertson, his first blown save with the Yankees, and a 6-5 win for the White Sox over New York. Off-speed pitch is in there.
Yeah, 9 out of 9 until that home run by Dunn, and apparently it wasn't a cheapie. A long home run.
The Yankees have lost 2 in a row. Red Sox have lost 8 in a row. And a strike on the inside corner. Jimenez comes back on him after being behind 3-0.
And the Yankees have to be concerned. Hiroki Kuroda, he couldn't get into the 5th 3-0 lead. And couldn't hold on to that. ERA now over 4.5 runs a game.
3-ball, 2-strike delivery. And he will walk him. So for all of that comeback, ends up with the ball 4, and there's the first walk.
Well, they're getting what they want, which is a lot of pitches here in the first inning. 18. For Ubaldo, he averages about 17 point, actually 18.1 this year. Last year, just 1 pitch less. So he's always been a high per inning pitcher.
Lonnie Chisenhall. He's got a 6-game streak coming in, and he's played well.
Look at that, 381.
4 for 7, a home run, and 2 RBIs in this series. Brantley goes scurrying back into the bag on his belly over there.
Yeah, you have some options if you're Terry Francona, because you have a contact hitter. You know, he's hitting over 280. You have speed, 6 for 6 down at first.
Breaking ball is in the dirt. And pulled up by Clevenger.
Yeah, and what we've seen from Chisenhall in the first 2 games, he tied the game up, pinch hit home run on a curveball off of Darren O'Day, and then the changeup up the gap. So the breaking ball he pulls, fastballs he's back up the middle, more to left field.
And a swing and a miss on a good pitch away. Brantley's picked up 6 stolen bases, 6 for 6 over there at first base. He's taking a long look over to third. Whether he's got the green light or not.
Well, something you touched on is Chisenhall at 381. The only thing he doesn't do, if you get him in scoring position, he's only hitting 200.
1-ball, 1-strike delivery on the way to him. Chisenhall will foul that off Clevenger. So Ubaldo Jimenez stays ahead on the 1-ball, 2-strike count. Orioles trying to get some games into that W column here at Camden Yards. They are 10-11 now here at home. Tampa Bay, Boston losing records at home. New York's even. Toronto's even. There's the steal attempt and safe. Joe West with the call, and he's 7 for 7.
Yeah, well, when you're 6'5", 6'6", and you get a good jump, Steve Clevenger constantly will be working on his footwork. Straight steal, 7 for 7, perfect throw. but that's on the pitcher. And see, that's a little bit late. Feed in under the tag of J.J. Hardy.
Against Jimenez now, they have stolen 11 bases. That'll be filed away. They have checked that. They are against him. He's thrown out 3 of 11 while he's on the mound. And Clevenger at 16%. So they've been pretty successful stealing against the Orioles starter. Runner in scoring position for Chisenhall. 2 ball, 2 strike count, and 2 down. Pretty much straight away on him in the outfield. Infield moved over a little bit. And a ground ball. It'll go to first. Davis. Waldo Jimenez getting over there, and no! Runner stops at third. It was a foot race, and Chisenhall wins it. He gets a single, and Brantley goes over to third base.
Well, the one thing about Chisenhall, he can get down the line. So what's your angle? See how far he is in? He has to reach, and I think he's out. You got to. Yeah, this is going to be a challenge, and they're going to change this.
The Buck Showalter out, and we'll talk with the first base umpire as the rule requires. That is Alan Porter.
Yep, he's out.
He will turn around and look to the dugout to get the sign up or down, and he will challenge here.
Yeah, just check the right foot, right to left. Yep, you can see the other left foot of Chisenhall not down, but you can see his speed makes it close. So this may be a very, the way the Indians are swinging the bat, timely challenge.
So New York taking a look at it under review. It's up on the big board here. Fans get a chance to watch it. That's part of the rule. That's why the fans are cheering. They see what you see. And it's out. So it didn't take very long to get it done. So Chisenhall is retired, and the runner will be stranded at second base. Orioles coming up. From Columbia, Maryland, a planned community, 10 self-contained villages in Howard County, home to the Merriweather Post Pavilion, great place for outdoor concerts, and even more important, Lake Elkhorn is stocked with trout and bass. Great to have you with us, all part of Birdland. Take a look at the starting lineup for the Orioles, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. You'll find their fares online only at southwest.com. For the Orioles, it'll be Markakis, Hardy and Jones, Davis, Cruz and Clevenger, Young, Flaherty and Scope. And you see Nick's numbers here for the last 3.
Corey Kluber, you can see the fastball, 2-seamer, 4-seamer, breaking ball. That's cutter, slider, curveball, and then the changeup doesn't throw very much. 93.5, really been on a roll, as we mentioned. ERA of about 2.5 over the month of May. 2-0, coming off a game where they had a blown save but pitched very well against the Tigers.
Nick Markakis going after the first one, will foul it off outside of third, and leaning in, Chisenhall can't get it.
Yeah, he's in enemy territory when you lean onto the stands. But apparently those couple of seats not taken yet. Almost makes the catch just off maybe the corner or the edge of his glove. Good effort.
Nick with a 6 for 12 in this series. He's had a home run, picked up an RBI, scored runs. 0-1 delivery by Kluber. Then that will be taken 4 ball down low. So Nick really putting up some big time numbers now with the season in full swing. Markakis hitting .312, 3 home runs in the month of May. 1-1 delivery to him. Kluber comes inside. 2-1.
Yeah, last night the first 3 hits off House, the lefty, and just served him the left field, then hit a changeup up the middle right there. Crunched. Really stayed on the ball.
Nick is now 6th in hits in the league. Line drive. Sellers had moved over that way. Markakis retired.
Take a look at the Indian defense, and 50 errors in 49 games. Brantley, Bourne, Murphy, that's the outfield. Chisenhall, Sellers with Cabrera with the knee problems. Had the MRI. Vilas at second. Santana, he's been all over, catching third, first. Don Gomes doing the catching for the Tribe this afternoon.
Indians defense is just killing them. They have given up 35 unearned runs, which is the highest in the majors so far this season. J.J. Hardy. Hardy hitting in the number 2 spot. He's got a 5-game hit streak. This is only the 3rd time this season that he's been moved into the number 2 spot with Manny Machado out of there. Buck Showalter's juggling it around a little bit, and Hardy's had a pretty hot bat, so why not?
Yeah, and the style of hitting, he's got to hit a home run. I mean, up the middle, right field, really staying inside the ball. Still looking for the elusive number 1 home run. There is Manny, ideal second place hitter.
Pop back and foul territory. It'll be put away. Santana's got it. Hardy is retired. There are 2 down. Kluber coming in has given up the 3rd most hits of American League pitchers at 70. Gives up more than 1 an inning. He also picks up a lot of strikeouts. He's got the best ratio, 5th best ratio of strikeouts per 9 innings in the league. So he'll do some Ks, 15 walks in the 65 innings work.
Well, he can get to both sides of the plate. You know, the 2-seamer, he runs into righties, runs away from lefties. He's got the cutter that he can run into the left-handers.
Ball club with Kluber on the mound, 5-5 in his 10 starts. These pitchers already are closing in on 1/3 of the starts that they will make on the entire year. We don't get many going up into 34, 35 anymore. 1-0 delivery and a swing and a miss. Adam Jones, our Jeep inside the numbers.
Yeah, they're the strikeout guys. I mean, Scherzer with the Tigers. Tanaka comes over. Lester 4-7 with all those strikeouts. And then Kluber, number 5. And you can see why. I mean, that's a quality cutter slider. So he's got a lot of movement.
Adam with a 6 for 11 in the series. 1-1 delivery to him. Jones has been hot. He's been on 17 straight games. Over that 17-game stretch, hitting .365, 4 doubles, 5 homers, and 12 RBIs in the last 17 games. 2-1 delivery, and Jones will knock that one into center field for a base hit. Now Adam is on with a 2-out single.
Well, he gets the big boy to the plate. That's Chris Davis, 8 for 16 for his last 16 with 4 home runs and 10 RBIs. And you know, you could see Kluber, okay, where can I go to keep the ball in the ballpark? But Adam, now 7 for his last 12, gets on for Chris.
Chris Davis in this series, a home run, 4 RBIs. A couple of hits and 8 at bats. Runner on at first for him. And the Orioles will look to get on the board early again here in this ball game. Big shift on in the infield, and the pitch is there for a strike.
Yeah, take a look how an impact the Chris Davis can have. And the amazing thing, I mean, the average obviously down in the losses, but when he is going, so are the Orioles. In the wins, 177 RBIs.
Jones off first base. Here's the 0-1 delivery. For Chris here, the month of May is when he's heated up. And he is right now 2nd in homers, 2nd in RBIs over the last 10 ball games in the American League. 5 home runs this month with a .295 batting average. So he's getting some at bats, back in the lineup, regular bases, and it's coming. Davis will take the breaking ball in there for a strike. 1-2.
Yeah, that's the curveball, and I'm getting a feeling, Gary, that the wind is gusting out today.
Flags are telling us that. Sometimes they lie, but sure looks like it. Boy, what a beautiful day. This whole Memorial Day weekend is supposed to be just gorgeous weather-wise. I got a feeling the shore is busy. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and that'll be up. Chris with a 2-ball, 2-strike count now.
Yeah, the location of choice, if you're pitching to Chris Davis, is try to get the ball in on his hands. So the big question, because the 3 home runs he hit the other night, Monday night in Pittsburgh, were all out over the plate, as was the base hit.
Jones the lead at first base. 2-2 delivery. Runner not going, and that's just going to miss.
Yeah, Jan Gomes was ready to go to the dugout. One of those around the plate curveballs to get the count to full at 3-2.
Rob Drake, the home plate umpire, over the time of his career, has been known to favor the pitchers a little bit with the strike zone, but so far in this one, not the case.
Nope. He's the hitter's umpire the first inning here.
3-ball, 2-strike count. Jones will be off and going with 2 down, and he walked it. Well, the first walk surrendered by Kluber, and the Orioles with a 2-out rally here, 2-on.
Well, you want to get to the pen. Terry Francona used 16 pitchers in the last 2 games coming into last night, so. And then you get one of the hottest guys in baseball up to the plate. I mean, we can say that just about the whole lineup, the way they've been hitting lately.
Nelson Cruz taking over, or tied with the leadership spots in home runs and RBIs, hitting .313 with runners in scoring position now. The Orioles here in the first 2 games, 6 for 21 with runners in scoring position. They have stranded 18 in 2 games. The Indians have stranded 12. There have been lots of chances. Cruz with a 4-game hit streak. 2 on, 2 outs. Kluber's delivery to him. Kept it up high and a swing and a miss. The numbers compared to a year ago. It's a big yikes.
Most guys would die for that 13 start.
Yeah.
That's how good he's been this year, though. And we're that much better.
0-1 delivery to him, and that'll be foul back. He's been pitched to so carefully. He's only had 5 at bats in the first 2 games because of the walks he's picked up.
Well, that's what you have to do. I mean, you have to, and then what happens, and we always talk about it. I always thought, table setters, that's your number 1 and 2 hitters, but it can be, if you're hitting 5th, it can be 2, 3, 4, 5, lead off along. So obviously in this case, you don't have much choice. You have to pitch to him, and Kluber's been able to get ahead.
0-2 delivery. Cruz will put that one in the air to right field over near the line. Murphy will come over and make the catch, and it was in fair territory. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 are left on base, 1 complete. Our day game, no score. Miller time later in our ball game today, brought to you by Miller Lite. Orioles making the deal today that they've been after since Matt Wieters went out with the injury, as they have acquired Nick Hundley for Troy Patton. Deal announced just before the ball game. Hundley's 30 years old. He hit .271, a home run, 3 RBIs, 33 games with the Padres this year. He's been with the Padres over 7 seasons. He's caught 467 major league games. And Patton will go there in the deal. Pitch will be taken down low for a ball by Ryan Rayburn. And Steve Lombardozzi has been called back up to the big club today. Lombardozzi, .292, 2 RBIs, 19 games with the ball club this season with the Orioles. And then he hit .294 with 8 RBIs and 17 games with Norfolk.
Yeah, the way that Jonathan Scope is scuffling, I'm not saying they're going to send him out. It's just they're looking for alternatives. You know, have Flaherty, but then if Machado's out a while, Flaherty has to play other positions.
Got to win. I mean, now you're at a point where you may have been looking a little bit at some players, see how they were doing, but even though we're only in the middle of May, it's about putting some W's up now.
Yeah, and I think that's what happens when you're coming off 2 back-to-back winning seasons.
Yeah.
This is not about, yeah, you want your prospects and your suspects and to get chances, but not at the risk of not winning as many games as you can. So, you know, you give them an opportunity, and Scope doing a lot of things that can impress you, but he may at 21 just need a little more seasoning.
Rayburn with a 2-2 will take it down low, 3-2, and in a division now where most people thought you were going to have to win 93, 92 ball games in order to win the division. Now in the East, you're talking about you may be able to win this thing with 84, 85, or even 83. I mean, the way clubs are playing right now, so it's going to probably be very tight. And that pitch is there for a strike. He was ready to get down to first base. That's 3 Ks.
Yeah, knee high, perfect pitch, and you don't want to be going 3-2 on everybody, but if you do, and Clevenger just kind of watch him just bring this ball right back into the zone. So the borderline low pitch, and it was, gets the call.
And that will bring Murphy to the plate. David Murphy has not had a hit in the series. He's 0 for 9. Came in with some pretty good offensive numbers. Still has them, but has not added to him here against the Orioles. He's 3 for 13 off Jimenez. The ball to pitch will be taken outside, and the count goes to 2-0. The lefties are 265 off Jimenez. The right-handers are 272. Not much difference. 3 home runs to each side. And that pitch is going to be away. He's done this 3-0 now about 3 times, and he's come back on the hitters.
Well, I talked to Mickey Callaway, who certainly had instrumental as their pitching coach for him last year, still with the Indians, and he said he nibbles. And pitching coaches, you want to maybe get them to take a little bit larger chunks, not nibbling. Nibbling is when you're always on the corners. Trust your stuff.
3-1 delivery, and that's there on the corner. The one thing they certainly have done, Dave Wallace and company, is that's the speed, the rate at which he pitches. Boy, is he moving it.
Yeah, take a look. This ball might have run outside. So about 4 inches. So you're right about Rob Drake. Loosening it up here in the second.
3-2 delivery. That's going to go to right. Markakis right at him. 2 down in the second inning. Tomorrow when the Orioles host the Indians, 1:35, the first 20,000 15 and over get the Orioles Ripcord bracelet. Celebrate Memorial Day weekend with a fun new promotional item made in the USA. New Birdland memories for you, 60th anniversary season. Tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Ripcord bracelet.
Be here, get one.
Here I stand. Anybody who remembers that song? Very old. Here, breaking ball, and it is taken by Carlos Santana.
Yeah, a night game followed by a day game, and I get that clue. That's it.
That's it. Ripcords, Here I Stand. That was the name of the song.
Really?
That was the name of the group. Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way.
Of what ilk is that?
What do you mean, what ilk? What eon?
Yeah, that too.
Well, there were Tyrannosauruses around at the time. Nevertheless, they had radios. Transistors, you remember those? WKBW Buffalo. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that ball will be fouled back. Stays at 0-2.
Yeah, look at that. A lot of strikeouts, a lot of walks, leads the ball club. Not a lot of hits, but he did get the big hit on what day are we?
Thursday night. Saturday.
Thursday night.
Yep. Oh. It's going to be Sunday all day because you play a day game on a weekend. It's got to be Sunday, but it's not.
I know.
Causes great confusion. Tried to go to church this morning. Doors are locked. I mean, what are you going to do? You'd believe that one. I got a bridge. Here's the 0-2 delivery, and that will be inside.
Well, do we get any ice cream yet? That's the important thing.
We have not received any ice cream. I'm a bit perturbed by that. It's been 12 hours.
What, the Delaware, right?
Delaware.
Well, it's not that far.
The Blue Hens.
Yeah. It's down 95.
Come on.
With all the lacrosse people coming down. Could have brought them right with them.
About the 9th person to ask me that this morning.
Where's the vice president when we need him? He's from Delaware.
And that's outside. So a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Jimenez using up some pitches here. He's effective, but pitch count moving up.
Well, already he had over 20 plus an inning.
3-2 delivery, and he walked it. And that is the second walk surrendered. And both came with 2 down. So Gomes is going to get a chance at it with 2 away here in the second inning. Their catcher. As Drupal Cabrera, their shortstop, remains out, and speaking with some of the folks of the ball club, not likely to play in this series again. And he's got some banged up problems with the lower portion of the body. Swisher is available. He too has had leg problems, but he's available to pinch hit. 2 down. Gomes with a 2-for-10 in the series, hitting at .272, and the pitch outside for a ball. Outfield fairly deep here on Gomes. High sky today and a little breeze will make some fly balls fun. That one is going to miss, and Jimenez can't find the strike zone now. 2-0.
Well, when you talk to Ubaldo about what went on when he went 4-0 with an ERA, a little over a run a game, he said fastball command, but he's not commanding it. I mean, that's what September was about. Came into September last year 9-9, pitching well.
2-0 will catch the outside corner to the dismay of Gomes.
And the numbers don't lie. I mean, if he goes 0-1, they hit .235. When he goes 1-0, they're hitting over 300, 306. It's a big jump.
2-ball, 1-strike count. Runner up first, and that's outside. He has not won a ball game here at home this year. He is 0-3 with a 4.81 ERA at Oriole Park. And lifetime, he's won 1 and lost 3 in 5 career starts here with a 4.5 ERA. 3-ball, 1-strike count, 2 down. Got one and fouls it off. So the count again is full. 3-2 on Gomes, with Sellers hoping for an at bat on deck.
Yeah, and he had some nice at bats. I mean, he's 1 for 5 in this series. He's playing because of the injury to Cabrera. So it's not like he's just, you know, this is not your 8th place hitter in the National League. Put some nice swings on some balls. So you'd like to be able to get Gomes out, but it's just hard to be 2-2, 2-1, 3-2 on everybody, and that's been the first 2 innings.
Runner goes. This is the 6th. 3-2 count. We're in the second inning.
And if he's like me, well, you just can't go for the corners when you're 3-2. I mean, you might throw one there, but it won't be on. I mean, you just have to go for more of the plate, and those pitches are usually more hittable.
Gomes battling with that 3-ball, 2-strike count. Davis behind the runner at first base. A pretty good lead, Santana, and Lord Almighty. Third out's becoming very elusive here in the first 2 innings, and there are 2 on now with 2 away. 3 walks surrendered by Jimenez. The inconsistency has raised its ugly head a few games here. Most walks surrendered, 5 against the Yankees. That was his 2nd start. He walked only 1 in the last outing against Kansas City.
But the 3-run home run that beat him, one of the 2 that Alex Gordon hit, he missed his He missed the glove by about a foot. Pulled it right across the plate. Gordon, with the wind blowing the left field, hit it right down the right field line, and 3-2 lead evaporated.
Here is Justin Sellers. He takes it to short. Hardy's got it. He'll go to second base. There's the force out. So Jimenez finds a way to get out of it. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 left. Every batter in that inning, other than Sellers, went 3-2. Orioles recognizing members of the armed services on hand. That is Sergeant Matthew Lira of the United States Army getting a standing ovation between innings. At least one member of the armed forces being recognized on each of the days here during this homestand with the Indians, with Memorial Day coming up on Monday. That's great. Don't forget barbecue tomorrow. Darren O'Day supporting the USO and our troops. It'll be at 12 noon in the picnic area behind the bullpens out in center field. $50 is the charge. Oriole players will be out there. The barbecue at noontime. All of the proceeds going to the USO to support our troops, especially those returning back home. Scoreless ball game as we go to the bottom half of the second inning. Clevenger, 1 hit and 5 at bats. He's picked up an RBI in this series. Fouled off. The reality of the game and the business thereof comes head first to the Orioles' 2 catchers today. Clevenger, Caleb Joseph. They know somebody's going. As soon as Hundley gets here from San Diego, Nick Hundley acquired in the deal for Troy Patton today. 1-1 is there for a strike.
Well, the Padres will get somebody. There is Caleb Joseph. I mean, done a great job. The hitting's been a problem because he's never had to fulfill the role he's doing, which is a utility catcher. Played every day at the minor league level. But Hundley was expendable because Yasmani Grandal, even though he's only hitting .206, has a little bit of a pop. One of their Austin Hedges, their number 1 prospect. He's a catcher. So we'll see if he comes to the big leagues. And they're 5 games under 500 as you look at Matt Wieters.
And the deal telling you that the Orioles' feeling about Matt Wieters is it's going to be a while. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Clevenger, comebacker. Corey Kluber's got it. He'll make the toss over to first for the out, and Clevenger is retired. Maryland Lottery contestant of the games, David Oakley from Middle River. You've won $500 for being selected. You get $500 more for every Orioles home run hit today. Play the Orioles scratch off from the Maryland Lottery. Your chance to be the contestant of the game and maybe win a trip to see the O's at Wrigley or at the World Series. Learn more at mdlottery.com/Orioles. Nick Hundley, a 30-year-old veteran out of Corvallis, Oregon. Last year at .233 in 114 games with the Padres. Carries a .237 major league average into the season. And he'll be joining the Orioles as quick as he can get here. Orioles tomorrow. Expected that Chris Davis will be away on paternity leave, as he and his wife want to have the baby before he has to go back on the road. So the Orioles will have a paternity leave opening, and that will be taken care of tomorrow. 1 ball, 1 strike count. As we mentioned last night, Gilmet, the bullpen pitcher's never left, so he's here. So it looks like he's going to stay and will be added back on the roster tomorrow. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Designated hitter Delman Young, 1 for 4, RBI in the series. Sweeps on the breaking ball away for a strikeout.
Yeah, Kluber and Jimenez are almost entirely 2 different guys, both pitching well but different styles. And there's just a little cutter, starts on the plate, cuts off the plate, and Delman swings right through it. You can see it's not that it goes down. Slider probably go down a little bit more. The cutter just cuts, stays on the same plane but stays out of the zone. But Kluber's averaging 2 walks per 9 innings, and Jimenez has already passed that.
So with 2 down, going for a 1-2-3 inning here, Ryan Flaherty. He's had a 2 for 2 off Kluber in the only times he's faced him.
Yeah, you look at Corey Kluber's windup. He's a big guy, 6'3". I mean, shoulders stay perfectly square. Nothing wrong with this windup. Very, very simple, but also very athletic.
Just turned 28 years old. Down to first base. Good hop. Handled by Santana. He goes to the bag. Nice play. So that will retire the Orioles. 3 up and 3 down in the second, and after 2, no score. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by Luna. For beautiful new carpet, hardwood, and laminate, call 877-241-LUNA. 'Tis the season. The unofficial start of summer, and the hope that the crab prices stay somewhere relative to what you can afford. They are right now a little on the scarce side and expensive. Jimenez goes to work here, and the pitch will be taken down low for a ball. Back to the top of the order. Michael Bourne, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Bourne with a 7-game hit streak coming in. That's in there for a strike.
You ever gone crabby?
I've never gone crabby.
I went with our good friend Frank Cashin.
Yeah.
About 7 o'clock in the morning, off of Middle River. The late Hank Linz.
That's foul.
And it was fun. I don't eat crabs because I think I'm allergic to them. Crabs every once in a while, but.
Did you set traps or did you just...
they were out there, and then we would scoop them up, and Hank Linz had a house down on the Middle River.
Towards the hole, Hardy's backhand, long throw, one hop, it can't get him. So Bourne's got a leadoff single.
Well, we talked about it the first time up, because I'm not sure that Ubaldo really knows where the ball's going, but he's pitching him away, and that's where Bourne hits it, and they're playing up the middle. Really good range. kind of off the heel of the glove, in the glove, and by that time Bourne with good speed easily with a base hit.
First hit in the ball game for the Indians. Here's Aviles, a strikeout victim his first time up. Again, concerned about a guy who can go over there in Bourne. Breaking ball will be in there for a strike. Bourne's got 4 out of 7 in the stolen base department. Aviles with an 0 for 4 lifetime off Jimenez. No score, top of the 3rd inning. 1:30 ball game tomorrow in the 4th and final of the series. Oh, what a stop. Clevenger. One hopper.
Well, there's a little slide step because of the Bourne speed at first. And if you slide step and you're tall, I used to do it, maybe 6-8 times. If you don't get your arm up, this is what happens. Arm never catches up, and then you try to overspeed it and you yank it. But Steve Clevenger, that a wild pitch written all over it.
Throw over to get him back to the bag. Orioles have won 4, lost 5 in the 9 starts Jimenez has made on the season, and that's fouled off. Look out. That scattered the folks at the end of the Orioles dugout, and a few balls came rolling out there. And a 1-ball 2-strike count. And Wayne Kirby was standing up at the end of the railing down there, had a ball in his hand as he flew back towards the bench and let the ball go on the field. Here's the 1-2 delivery and jammed him. Flaherty coming over and no play. For either Flaherty or the fans as the ball rolled into the dugout. Now we'll stay at 1-2. Jimenez already up to the 60 pitches thrown, way up there.
Boy, he'd love to throw a double play ball. I mean, this is the count, 1-2. That was a splitter that Aviles was able to stay alive.
Not a big lead that time by Bourne, getting his read on the Orioles starter.
Yeah, if you were with us over the weekend, at one point about 4 years ago, 52 steals, but not running. 23 last year, first year with the Indians, caught 12 times, which is not a good percentage.
He's waiting over there right now. Stolen base department, the Orioles are last in the American League in bases stolen. The Indians are in the middle. They are 7th in stolen bases as a team. Runner not going. Ball popped up in the air again outside of first. Clevenger Davis. And Davis makes a nice catch. Leaning into the dugout over the railing and records the out on Aviles.
Yeah, really never took his eye off the ball, but also just kind of feels with the hip and everybody there, just in case he's going to tumble. Look at everybody who just make sure that he doesn't go in. I think that might have been Chris Tillman. Grab him with the left arm, Chris.
That's all you need, another injury trying to help a teammate right. Going in the dugout.
Well, we're in Fenway once, and Butch Hopkins comes over, and you know how deep it goes right down, and then you got to walk all the way to the tunnel.
Yeah.
Hey, human torpedo. And I thought about it for a second of actually trying to catch him and what I would have done in my right arms. Goodbye, Butch. And he just went down the tunnel.
Ground ball you wanted, you got it. There's one, Hardy, and there's another play. Scope to Hardy to Davis, so the defense comes through here in the 3rd. It remains zip-zip. And all weekend long, Masson is on site on Utah Street, rewarding fans with great prizes and exclusive opportunities. So be sure to follow the action on Facebook and Twitter by using hashtag #MassonSMW. Families on hand here at the ballpark with the day game here on this Saturday, and another real good crowd on hand. Almost 40,000 at the ballpark last night. And with a 72-degree start to it and a low humidity day, great day to be out.
Yeah, 72.3 I think is going to be the high. Nice breeze.
We go to the bottom of the third inning. Jonathan Scope will lead it off. Looking at Jonathan's numbers at the minor league level, Scope had over almost 1,800 at bats in the minors over 5 years. He had a .268 minor league average. He played 70 games at AAA last year. Most of those games were at the low minors until last season when he got those first 70 in at AAA and then played 5 games with the Orioles.
He had the back problems last year that cut down the at-bats.
1-1 delivery on the way and a swing and a miss on the pitch down and away to win 1-2.
It'll be a tough task today because this guy throws a lot of strikes in command. You can already see no changeups, curveballs, and cutter sliders for the 44%. And other than the finger problem last year for a couple of weeks, sprained the middle finger probably. And Mickey Callaway, the pitching coach, said, "Yeah, a lot of cutters and a lot of pressure. That's how you throw it." But he was signed 4th round, 134th pick of the San Diego Padres. But what I look at, Gary, is that this will be his 11th start, and other than 8 of them, 6 innings or more. Very low pitch counts.
Now he's an ace to be, if not already. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and the same pitch, and got him. That time he couldn't reach it. A couple of strikeouts.
Yeah, well, just look at the quality of the pitches. I mean, this is what you want to do when you get to 2 strikes. And you want to bury it down and away. Start it on the plate. If you have good feel, it runs off the plate. Jonathan can't quite get to it. But again, how did you get there? You got there real quickly. And that's why his pitch count 108, 100, 110. And he's able to go 8 innings, 7 innings, 7 innings. Complete game against Kansas City.
So 1 away, and Narkakis at the top of the order, lined to short his first time up, and will take the pitch away for a ball. Orioles continue to put the ball in play. As we've mentioned so often, the walks are not part of what the Orioles do here this season. They're a team that comes out swinging, and the pitch is taken for a strike. The Orioles trying to be a little more patient at the plate, but they are last in the American League in walks picked up. 1 ball, 1 strike count. That'll go to short again, this time on the ground. Sellers, 2 down. When the Orioles win, everyone wins, and all season long when the Orioles win and score 5 or more, you get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com by entering promo code Orioles5. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, valid at participating Baltimore area Papa John's. The Orioles got 8 in the ball game last night. 50% off all day. Online orders at Papa John's. Here is J.J. Hardy. Hardy popped out his first time up, 5-game hit streak. 2 down, bases are empty. And another ground ball that goes through, and a base hit for J.J. Hardy.
Yeah, he finally gets a fastball on the inside half. He doesn't see very many of those. It looks to me he's maybe a little farther away from the plate than last year, but they're a very hittable pitch. Hard to hit for a home run because of the late run. The other thing is that there's so much movement for Corey Kluber. You may get your hits, and we've seen that. Adam got one his first time, but it ran in on his fist, and he kind of dumped it into left center field.
So let's see if the Orioles can do it with 2 away. Here's Adam Jones, base hit. Talking about the walks, I saw there was an article in SB Nation that the Orioles walk rate right now is 5.9%. It is the lowest walk rate of any team since World War II. The last team with a walk rate that low was the Cincinnati Reds in 1934. And the pitch is taken for a strike, high one on the outside corner.
Any good news in that? I mean,
good news is putting the ball in play, and your record's 24-22.
Well, no, I meant as far as the 1934.
1934 Reds? No, that was not good.
Well, that's the amazing. I was looking at the 287 runners in scoring position. Usually you pitch guys, or at least try to. There's a cutter. Tougher when they do get in scoring position, but the Orioles, they have their core players have enough at bats. They have a pretty good idea of what they want to hit, even though the pitchers want to get them out. There's not a real good correlation there. No. They're swinging at everything, but they keep getting hits when it matters.
Yeah, if you can do that for 162, you're golden.
Well, that's why we play the whole season, right?
Yeah. 0-2 count at first base is Hardy. Jones with the fly ball to right field, back near the wall and in that corner, and it is a foul ball. Foul ball. First base umpire Alan Porter, right on the line watching, signaled foul ball immediately.
Well, ooh. Yeah, they're going to wonder.
Did it hit the glove?
Yeah,
he was in fair territory.
Well, that's you're trying to determine that. I don't know if the camera angle would tell you.
But Showalter's not come out yet. He's already won a challenge.
Looks like it might have cleared it.
Yeah.
Look how close.
Too close to reverse the call, even if he did challenge. So Jones will come back. Hardy back at first base. That close. That would have been a run for the Orioles if it was fair. 2-strike count on Jones. And a breaking ball, and Jones just drops the bat, tips the cap. So we'll see you next time around. Kluber's got 3 strikeouts in the ball game. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. We'll see if he plays today. Ryan Braun again has tweaked that right oblique, and it's the same injury that cost him on the DL. Jason Grilli on the plus side is back, returned from the DL, got a save last night with the Pirates. And the Red Sox losing 8 in a row. David Ortiz summarized things pretty succinctly, don't you think? After the ballgame, he said, "I've got nothing to say. We stink."
But he did have something to say.
Apparently. And rather quickly. Lonnie Chisenhall will lead it off. Chisenhall grounded out his first time up, and a ground ball to first. Davis is there.
Yeah, well, already at the Boston Globe there was 10 ways to fix the Red Sox.
I liked Shaughnessy's article yesterday, which said maybe they're just not that good.
I know. Dangerous Dan Shaughnessy actually wrote for the Evening Sun here. That's when I gave him the nickname Dangerous Dan. He gets to the to the point.
He's a journalist.
Yeah.
He's one of the few journalists left in baseball and sports. He tells the truth, and he digs for stories, and they don't like it.
No.
Tough. Here's Rayburn, and the pitch outside for a ball.
Well, I liked his style with David Ortiz. He said, geez, you had a slow bat when you were 34. Now you have the quickest bat in the American League. How'd that happen?
How'd that happen? Answer? That was it. Silence.
Right. Yeah.
1-0 delivery on the way. And the pitch will be up high for a ball. Rayburn, a strikeout victim, the DH. Jimenez has walked 3, struck out 3. Kluber has a walk and 3 strikeouts. Orioles 0-2-0. The Indians 0-1-0. Each team has left 3 through 3.
And Rayburn with some home run power. And 16 of them last year. A little bit of a hand problem in spring training. So the first one of the year the other night.
3-0 delivery. Ooh. He was going for the downs. Way up in the air. Cruz gets back, and he'll put it away. So he had the green on the 3-0. 2 down. Celebrate summer at Oriole Park by picking up the new Birdland Summer 6-pack. Tickets to 6 games of your choice, up to 20% off the price of single game tickets. You can lock in your seats now for the best games and promotions of the summer, and you can save. For details, go to Orioles.com/6-pack. Young man with the glove, ready to go. Hit one here, hit one here. Pitch is taken down low for a ball. Murphy 0 for his last 10 now. Still with a .275 batting average and a 3 for 14 lifetime off Ubaldo Jimenez. 1-0 pitch, and that's at the knees for a strike. 1-1. Oakland just getting underway at Toronto. Oakland's got an early 1-0 lead. Oriole ball game, of course, the first start up on this Saturday, the 12:30 start time. Pitch away, 2-1. Right back with you tomorrow. Game 4 will round out the series on the homestand. Miguel Gonzalez, Trevor Bauer, the scheduled starters. WJZ with us today, and they'll be with us tomorrow. Also on Masson 2 HD. 1 o'clock. O's Extra, 1:30 ball game.
Well, 3-0, 3-1. And then the perfect fastball on the outside corner.
3-2.
Again.
Are we up to 7? 7 3-2 counts. Shift on in the infield. 3-2 delivery. Right at the plate.
Yeah, ideally you'd just like to go strike 1 and get to that 2 strike where you can use the splitter. That's his ground ball pitch.
And the 3-2 delivery. And another one. Same result. 2 right off the end of the bat that died right there in the plate.
Yeah, that's the split action. You just split your fingers and it tumbles out. So the rotation is going down. That's where you get the break.
3-2 delivery, and that'll be put up in the air to center field. Jones going back with room. And he's got it. 1-2-3 inning. Good job by Jimenez. By the way, we just learned Shane Victorino is on the DL. Just put on there this afternoon. To October 6, 1966, in our own Jim Palmer, facing Sandy Koufax Game 2 of the '66 World Series. Jim that day tossed 9 innings, no runs, 4 hits, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts against the Dodgers. Jim became the youngest in World Series history to pitch a complete game shutout that would end right there.
Thank you, Louie. Well, actually, thank you, Willie Davis. Dropped a couple of balls. After the second one, he flipped it into the dugout. We got some unearned runs off the best pitcher of that decade. Maybe one of the great left-handers of all time, Sandy Koufax.
Great ball game.
Yeah. Well, and then Wally Bunker wins 1-0. McNally wins 1-0. You become world champs. Never,
that easy?
No. Well, yeah, you're right. And I was turned 21 in the middle of that series. I said, boy, that was kind of simple. It was never that simple again. And we won 2 more, but had to work a little bit. Man, not that we weren't working hard. It's just more dramatic.
They are hard to come by.
Yeah, they really are. Just getting there.
Yep.
What did Cal say when he was in second year in the big leagues? He got in the World Series. Thought he was going to do it. Never got in another one.
Yeah, that's the common route. Here is Chris Davis. Davis drew a walk his first time up. Cruz, Steve Clevenger will be due up in the inning, and we're in the bottom of the 4th of a scoreless ball game. Jimenez and Corey Kluber in the battle, and the pitch is going to miss a little bit inside.
Yeah, Combs really presents a nice target. He just missed it. So certainly not predictable. Curveballs, cutters, almost 50-50.
1-2 went back outside, inside, outside on Davis, but missed again, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Orioles have increased their production at home up to 3.5 runs per ball game now here at Camden Yards. And the fastball is right there, and he knew it. That's 4 Ks.
Yeah, that's that 2-seamer. He starts it at him. That was a little bit harder than Greg Maddux. He won over 350 games, going to the Hall of Fame. But the ball run back, and you just give up. Late break. So yes, they do get a lot of hits, but they usually do it on Corey Kluber's terms because he's usually out of the middle of the plate.
So 1 down. That'll bring up Cruz, who flied out his first time up. Nelson will take it for his strike. 15th home run coming in the 46th game of the year. In Orioles history, there are only 3 other players who have reached their 15th homer in as few as 46 team games. Who are they? Pitch will be taken outside for a ball. Brady Anderson, Jim Gentile, and Frank Robinson.
Yeah, Frank hit 49. Gentile, I think, hit. Well, Brady hit 50, and Gentile hit 46.
And Cruz drives it deep to left center field, way back and off the base of the wall and a hop. He'll go into second base with a double. The hot bat continues to sizzle, and the Cruz chant goes up.
Well, he's hitting some Cruz missiles, yeah, and that's just a little cutter. Boy, you cannot make a mistake to him and not have it hit hard. He may hit it at somebody. It stays, but look at this extension. That ball goes out. It's just a little bit on the end of the bat, and he's still able to hit it that far. Born over in right center field, so he has no chance of cutting it off or catching it.
So a chance for Steve Clevenger in an RBI. The Orioles 0 for 1 today with runners in scoring position. That is hit number 3 for the O's. Kluber's delivery to him, and Clevenger inside corner strike.
Yeah, the other thing about Nick Hundley coming over in the Troy Patton trade, he is a switch hitter. So he gives you a guy that if Wieters is able to come back, and as you mentioned yesterday, starting to maybe do a few things, hoping that ligament is healing with all the treatment they've been doing. Also the platelet injections to try to speed the healing of that ligament.
Our Jeep inside the numbers. Runner in scoring position for teams.
Yep, the O's streaking. The A's already over 30 wins. They're down at the bottom of that top 5 or bottom 5 list.
0-2 Cruz on at second base. And danced out of the way of that one. This is, I think, the first move of what will be many by a ball club that recognizes it's over. Padres are 8.5 games out. Clubs in those situations are going to start moving people. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Clevenger swings through it, and there is a big K.
Well, that's how you pitch, and you had said moved his feet. Well, you move his feet, and then all of a sudden, I mean, what do you want as a hitter? You want a foundation, and then he hooks him. The word is out. Steve Clevenger, better fastball hitter, and if you have this kind of curveball, and that's what Corey Kluber has, you can go to it, and it can be successful.
2 strikeouts in the inning, and 5 in the ball game. So now 2 down with Cruz on at second. That'll bring up Young. Delman Young, the Orioles DH, was a strikeout victim his first time up. Cruz a big secondary lead. They're not trying to hold him. And the fastball is there for a strike at 94 miles an hour.
Yep. Not afraid to throw it. Not afraid to throw it over.
Kluber has struck out as many as 13 this year. He did that against the White Sox, and that is his career high.
There's a little Kevin Millwood in him. Reminds me.
0-1 fastball. That'll miss up high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
So we had House from Louisiana. Alabama here. Lives down in went to Stetson University.
Florida.
Yeah, I can imagine Cleveland when they got him. I mean, in 4th round, so 134th guy. They must have seen something. You know, maybe a good arm, not having learned how to pitch, but certainly that's not the case anymore. There's another
look at the movement.
I mean, that is some kind of curveball.
That just locks you up.
Very, very quick, and when you have a curveball that breaks that sharp, you can throw it over for strikes more often.
1-2 with 2 down. Cruz way off second base, and the 1-2 delivery. Breaking ball again, and he got him. Strikes the side out with Cruz getting a double in the middle of it. He's left stranded, and we remain 0-0. Right-hander Eddie Gamboa.
Yeah, the knuckleballer, and I saw him pitch a couple times in spring training. Actually pitched pretty well for the Orioles, so they won him to establish that. I didn't realize that he had 91 the one day I saw him. I didn't know he had that. Not that that's probably the average major league fastball, but they just feel the transition or transformation into a knuckleballer may allow him to pitch at the major league level sometime.
And also some pretty good Twitter chatter today from Dylan Bundy. He worked 2 innings, said felt great. Good sign for the Orioles and a good sign for Dylan Bundy. Extended spring training work that he continues to go through.
Did we get a tweet from Kevin Gausman? What's he doing?
I have not seen a tweet from Kevin. I'll check though on my Twitter account. Here's the 1-0 delivery, and that pitch will be taken down low.
2-0 again. I mean, this is the anti-Kluber.
Yep.
Kluber, Corey's getting in front of everybody. I mean, 78.
Amazing. 2-0 delivery on the way. Yet they have picked up one hit. Indians have a single by Bourne in the third.
Well, that can be a very effective way. He just won't pitch very long.
Yeah.
Because you're all, they can't look in one area because he's not there. There's
And
the
that's
outside
in there.
corner. Yeah, and I mean, he's throwing cutters, he's throwing sliders, he's throwing two-seamers, throwing splitters. It's not like you can look away and see something there, even though that's what Bourne has done, and that ball way.
So there is the fourth walk surrendered, and it is a leadoff walk here in the fifth inning. And it's now time for all fans to tweet their photo using hashtag #MassenFanPhotos for a chance to have it shown in a future broadcast brought to you by AT&T. So the leadoff man on for the second of 5 innings. And 4 walks, 3 strikeouts now for Jimenez, and Gomes, one of those who drew a walk, will stand in. The one thing that Jimenez has cut back on are the home runs. Jim mentioned the last one Gordon got Kansas City. It's the only home run he's given up in the last 5. And he had given up 6. He's given up 6 home runs total on the season, so he cut that back. But right now, just trying to get ahead on the count as he did here has been the struggle.
Well, it's a very, I mean, there's a lot of moving parts. Everybody's always talked about that. Well, they just want him to be athletic, and when he's able to do that, he's able to have a little separation between the lower body. It kind of leads you through your delivery. You keep your shoulders closed, and you have a little bit more coil in you. So we haven't really seen. We have seen 93. That's probably the hardest I've seen him throw in about the last 4 starts. But maybe trying a little bit hard against his former team.
1-1 delivery will be popped up first base Davis. This time runs out of room and is blinded by the sun anyway.
Yeah.
Unhappy fan who didn't bring his glove lost it to the one who did. It is bright and a lot of glare today, and even with the glasses on, he was struggling trying to find that one. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Gomes. Sellers, the number 9 hitter, waiting on deck. That beautiful early summer sky around Baltimore today. And a shot to the center fielder. Gomes is on, and chance for the rally. Cleveland 2 on and nobody out. The Orioles are going to return home on Friday, June 6th of the weekend series with the A's. On Saturday, June 7th, the first 25,000 15 and over get the Manny Machado Platinum Gold bobblehead. Celebrate Manny's 13 honor as the American League's top defender and add to your Birdland collection. Tickets are going fast. Get them at Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Orioles will look for the bunt. Sellers coming to the plate. Flaherty's moved in, so is Davis at third and first. Sellers has 1 sacrifice and only 5 at bats. He squares early, means it, and missed it. Yeah. Hardy going over to cover third.
Yeah, if they're going to give you an out, just make sure you take it.
If the same rotation stays on, they're checking with Clevenger, who relays the signs. So that time, charging at the corners, Hardy goes to third, Scope goes to first.
Yeah, Santana, as a former catcher, runs pretty well. And then Jimenez may come off the mound, try to get the force to third.
They change it up. Ball down the line is going to be foul as Davis picks it up. They did not send Flaherty in. He moved back to third base, and Hardy went over to second. So they were going to try and get a double play ball if they could, figuring he'd bunt to first.
Yeah, that's the wheel play where the pitcher goes to third. And you can see that ball way inside. That's a ball that Justin Sellers should have taken, but maybe couldn't get out of the way.
So will he try it again on 0-2?
Well, they don't come in quite as much.
Sellers a 1 for 6 so far in the series.
Well, he hit a rocket to J.J. Hardy on a first pitch slider.
And with everybody moving, he's got a lot of room here, even if they stay back a little bit. 0-2 delivery, and he didn't show bunt, takes it up high. So Davis backs up at first, Flaherty at third. Orioles go back into the double play depth in the middle. 1 ball, 2 strike count. 2 on, nobody out. Sellers takes in the dirt.
And he really struggling with his command, and it's not only this inning, even the pitch to Gomes, the 1 and 2, where you want to be, fastball in the middle of the plate. And that was after the leadoff walk. Right there, want to make a pitch, want to throw the splitter close enough where maybe you get a ground ball. That's what the pitch does. It goes down. But it was a ball out of his hand. Sellers didn't even bite.
Sellers on a breaking ball, and again Jimenez gets ahead and then goes 3-2.
You're not going to get the close pitch. Kluber will get him because he's right around the glove all day. This is just a late breaking ball that could have been called. But apparently Rob Drake thought it was just the top of the zone or a little bit out of it.
So now another 3-2, the 8th 3-2 count up the middle. That's got a chance. Great play, and can't get the out. Runner's going to come home. Heading to the plate, Santana will score. So not only do they not get 2, they don't get an out. Fine play made by Scope, but as he tried to shuffle it back to Hardy, he could not get it there, and a run will score, and it is a 1-0 lead for Cleveland. And Dave Wallace quickly comes to the mound.
Yeah, you're right about the range of Jonathan. Let's see. I mean, a little shovel. And it's a ball that JJ would probably catch, but look at him trying to find the bag. See, it's kind of like a pitcher where you're trying to go over to get the bag. You get the runner coming in. Gomes is coming in hard. There's Santana, who walked. He scores the first run. So the exchange from Scope to Hardy, not an easy one.
Error charged on Scope. It'll be a single, an error, no RBI.
Well, that's another one you may look at. That's an awfully good rangy play.
So for the moment, the run comes in on the error charged to Jonathan Scope. First and second, Bourne squares. Did a butcher boy look and takes the pitch up high. So now Gomes is at second base. Sellers is at first. Still nobody out. The walk leading off the inning is scored. Bourne has had a single, 1 for 2 in the ball game. And let's see if he meant it when he squared the bunt. If he is, he's going to be bunting to move the runners up here. Gomes being held by Scope at second. He's swinging away and back into the screen. Oriole bullpen active now. McFarland in the pen for the Orioles.
Yeah, he's been starting down at AAA Norfolk. Came in last night for an inning. And working on the changeup.
93 pitches thrown already. He has gone over 100 about half the games and been in the high 90s the other half for his starts this year. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Cleveland's got a chance for a big inning, and Bourne's going to ask for the timeout.
Yeah, really need an out here.
This has been an offensive series. First 2 games, Orioles outscoring Cleveland 15-12. That pitch in the dirt gets away. Runner starts, goes back.
Yeah, I just don't think they give him an out here the way they're swinging the bat. Bourne's been hot. He was 4 for 8. So now what, 5 for 10. They came in their last 3 games. They had what, almost 42 hits. And you're right. They have a chance to have with their ace on the mound, to have a real big inning.
At the middle of the order, pitch will be taken. And another 3-ball count. We've had 8 3-2 counts in the ball game.
See, you reverse the count. 1 ball, 2 strike. He probably swings at that pitch. 2 and 1, he takes it. Because they're doing a really good idea of knowing what they want to hit. And they're not in the hole.
3-1 delivery, and he walked him, and they're loaded. The tether gets very short here for Jimenez. That's 5 walks in the ball game.
Kluber has never, ever walked more than 4. Now, he doesn't have the length of a career. But you have one guy commanding his stuff and the other guy hoping that they'll swing at balls and he'll get some outs, and it's not working.
This is the second game this year. Jimenez has walked 5. His career high is 6. And the bases are loaded, and here's Mike Aviles. Nobody out. And the pitch is there for a strike. The Orioles staying back. They'll go for a double play here. You can get that ground ball in the infield. Jimenez, of course, pronounced ground ball pitcher when he's on.
Yeah, you'll take 2 outs in exchange for a run in a second.
Cleveland's gone 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Aviles popped out. Fine play made by Davis in the 3rd inning, leaning over the Oriole dugout railing to haul one in, and he is struck out. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery, and that one's going to be looped to left field, not deep. Cruz coming. Runners got to wait. It'll fall in, base hit. One will score. So Gomes crosses for the 2nd run of the inning, an RBI for Aviles, and the Indians lead it 2-0.
Now, he finally hits a really good pitch, and here comes Buck Showalter. You know, as we said, Aviles, a free swinger, 5 walks, 124 at bats, good slider, just kind of throws the bat at it. Gets lucky, they get their 2nd run. And because of the matchups, that's why you're going to bring McFarland in with Brantley, who's hitting over 300, a left-hander coming to the plate.
Not a good start for Jimenez. He's out of the ball game. The Orioles can check this pitching chain off their to-do list. Isn't it time for you to check oil change off yours? Come into Jiffy Lube, help keep your vehicle running longer.
Really a struggle in the walks. I mean, if you just circle here, that's what got the pitch count to 99. I mean, really didn't get hit hard, but all the walks, the leadoff walks, the 3-2 counts, and then the infield hit, and then the little looper. But it spells when you do all those things, and now you're into the heart of your order with McFarland coming on. You mentioned inning last night. And Brantley will come up. It's a matchup, but the thing with Michael Brantley, he's almost a 300 hitter from both sides. 296 lefty versus lefty with 3 home runs.
With the bases loaded for Brantley this year, he has gone 6 for 9. Holy schmoly. He's had 1 double. The others have been singles. 6 for 9 with the sacks full this year. No grand slams in his career. He's got him loaded here with nobody out. 2 runs already in. He's hit into a double play and walked infield at double play depth. McFarland's to him, and the pitch is inside for a ball. Now, this has been an inning of a couple of singles, 2 walks, 2 runs, 1 error. Only 1 RBI. Aviles getting it. That first run scoring at least on the error that's been called. It may get changed. 1-0 count. And that ball is going to be fought off.
It's almost like Michael Brantley was just going to look inside half and try to get that first grand slam. Very effective sinker ball pitcher. Sinker, slider, changeup. 2 seamers looking for a ground ball. Brantley tough to double up, but did hit into a double play already.
.292 with runners in scoring position for their left fielder, and he will walk out as McFarland steps off. So T.J. McFarland comes into a very tough situation. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Sacks full. Nobody out. The club down by 2. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery, and hit him, and a run will be in. So Brantley is hit by a pitch. That's one way to pick up an RBI.
And Clevenger gets hit too and goes down. Well, trying to pitch him in because they know he loves the ball away, but he just gets under it too much, drops his elbow, and it runs in, gets him in the back. Richie Van Sells, head trainer for the Orioles, just plunks him. So we've had lats, deltoids.
Caught him right in the side as it came down off Brantley. So an RBI picked up by Brantley the hard way. Caleb Joseph looking on to make sure his catching mate's okay out there. Bases remain loaded, still nobody out, and here is Chisenhall. He has grounded out a couple of times, red hot bat though, and the pitch is going to be inside to him. Chisenhall 429 off left-handers, however that's only 3 for 7. What an inning of moving runners around station to station. That'll be fouled off. 101. Brantley getting plunked for the 3rd time in picking up that RBI. And a swing and a miss. Best pitch he's thrown, and 1-2.
Yeah, good slider. Boy, it's tough to come. You talked about the predicament. Come in, got to throw strikes. Not only that, with the bases loaded, they have to be quality strikes. Got to be able to pitch to both sides of the plate. Tried to come in on Brantley, hit him. You like this count.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery in the way. Chisenhall will take it, leaning out to look. Tantalizing. 2-2. 3-0 lead for the Indians here in game 3 of the 4-game set. And the question is, how far can they go in this inning? Chisenhall, during his 6-game hit streak, he's had a couple of homers and 4 RBIs. 10 for 22 during the streak now. Runners get their leads. 2-2 delivery, and he'll stay alive. Over 30 pitches thrown by the Orioles in this inning between Jimenez and McFarland. Harry Francona's ball club 7.5 games out, 3 under 500. Buck Showalter's club 2 over 500 now, and a game and a half behind Toronto. 2 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded. Almost got him.
Well, that's the 2-seamer again, and you fly open a little bit, the ball will run a little bit more. Such an effective pitch, but it has to be on the corner. It has to start about maybe the 3rd of the plate. He's starting it in off the plate, and Chisenhall almost gets hit.
The 9th 3-2 count for Oriole pitchers. 3-2 delivery on the way to him, and that's going to be a base hit into right field. Bourne will score. Aviles will be held, and the station-to-station work continues. Chisenhall, the bases loaded single. 4-0, and the bases remain loaded.
Yeah, when you come in, even though you said 7 at bats, and you're hitting .381, and you get another breaking ball. See, when you go 3-2, you have to throw it for the middle of the plate, or somewhere in the middle of the plate, and that's exactly where it goes, and he's waiting. It's harder to make quality pitches when you constantly are at the 3-2 count, and that's been this pretty much the whole afternoon. And then they're doing a nice job of getting their pitches to hit and not trying to overswing. Now this guy can overswing.
Chisenhall's 9th RBI, by the way. Here's Rayburn, who's had a home run in this series, and fouls it off. So the Indians now 4 runs, 5 hits. They've picked up 5 walks and a hit batter. Their offense in this ball game. They only had 1 single coming into the inning, and they've added 4 singles here in the 5th. Ryan Rayburn 0-1. Marlins pitch to him down to third, and it's foul ball. So again, the Orioles bullpen is going to be tested here today, and what Buck Showalter has repeated and repeated and repeated about the need for the starters to go deeper into games again does not happen. The Orioles coming in averaging 5 2/3 innings pitched for their starters, which is 8th amazingly in the American League, right in the middle. Get only 4+ out of Ubaldo Jimenez today. In the dirt, Clevenger with a stop. And the bullpen, which has seen a lot of work, is going to get work again today.
I mean, actually, for TJ, he's much more effective to right-handers. The lefties coming in, they were 6 for 12. That number's gone up. Hit Brantley, gave up the hit to Chisenhall.
1-2, and that's going to miss inside. But Cleveland showing some real patience at the plate here in this ball game.
Well, that and the fact that a lot of pitches not even close.
Makes you look patient, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Boy, they really work the count.
Yeah, well,
kind of.
Pitch at the backstop.
But they do know what they want to hit. And
2-2 delivery. That's going to go to short. Hardy. One relay over to first, and a big double play.
Well, a really nice double play because the speed down at first, it gets down there very quickly, and Scope doesn't give an inch. High chopper, so a little harder. I mean, watch this. Here, you can still turn it.
Another run will score. Davis over there in the pickup of the throw. Now puts a runner at third base, but the Orioles get a couple of outs here. No RBI will be recorded on that, but it is a 5-run 5th inning. Third base occupied. Ground ball towards second. Scope was back deep, and Murphy is retired. So the Indians bat around in the 5th inning, and Cleveland takes the 5-0 lead. Bank for the achiever in you, and by AT&T, mobilizing your world. Gary Thorne and Jim Palmer here at Camden Yards on this beautiful Saturday downtown. A great day to be around the Inner Harbor. Memorial Day weekend, and we hope it's a good one for you. If the weather's as good where you are as it is here, you'll be outside this weekend. So a 5-run 4-hit inning for the Indians, and it'll be Ubaldo Jimenez who is charged with all of the runs. 5 all earned, 4 hits in 4+ innings.
And maybe the long inning will affect him, but you're not going to get any help as far as free passes. None. 2 per 9 innings. You're going to have to earn it.
Flaherty showed bunt, takes the pitch away. Flaherty, Scope and Markakis due up for the Orioles. Flaherty grounded out his first time up.
Yeah, you learn when you're a starting pitcher, when you get that 5-run inning, you better get out there and really use those 9 warm-up pitches to about as beneficial as you can. Used to see Freddie Garcia when he was throwing 96. He'd lob the first 2 or 3, and it would take him 2 or 3 pitches to get back into the inning. When you get 5 runs, usually tell your catcher, hey, fake an injury or something, and give me a couple of extras if I can get them.
2-0 delivery, and he misses, and he falls behind 3-0.
You really have to. I mean, that's just part of. This is only his second year as a full-time starter. And I looked at trying to check him out. Looked like he was pretty serious, making every one count. See if he'll get the first walk of the afternoon.
Kluber will put that one in there.
And then the bad news for the Orioles, when you get him, when your guy gives up 5, a little more comfort here. If it was 0-0, 3-1, Flaherty already with a 3-run home run. Kluber knows his power is down, but he's got a little bit of a cushion here. And there's a strike.
He gets the strike, and a 3-ball 2-strike count. So Kluber gets a 3-2 count just to join in the activities today of 3-2.
And this one's going to be somewhere in the middle of the plate and let the movement of the ball, which he's had plenty of, try to get Ryan Flaherty out. Center cut right here.
3-2, ground ball will go to short. Big hop played. Sellers. For every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to support Be More for Healthy Babies. The Orioles have drawn 110 walks, a total of $5,500. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. One down. Jonathan Schoop, strikeout victim, his first time up. Schoop hitting at .212. Kluber with a long look and get the pop up outside of first. No play.
Yeah, what happens is that you just, when you aren't getting a lot of hits, you feel like you have to put the ball in play on, and you got to do it early. You don't want to get the 2 strikes. Struck out on a really good slider down and away. You become even more aggressive when maybe you should take a step back and be a little bit more patient. It's just kind of one of the rites of passages for most young hitters. Not all of them, but.
0-1. That's going to be a base hit into right field. So Jonathan Schoop gets a single. 1 on and 1 down. Voting for the All-Star Game is underway at Orioles.com/vote-orange. You can vote up to 35 times. All fans who vote at least 25 select the O's as their team, get a voucher for 10 off any box or 5 off any reserve seat for one of the games in the Angels series at the end of July. And one lucky fan who votes 35 will get the 14 All-Star Game jersey autographed by the O's All-Stars. So vote often, vote early. Orioles.com/vote-orange. Nick Markakis 0 for 2 in the ball game, 6 for 14 in the series. And Nick will swing through that one. Markakis coming into the ball game 6th in hits in the American League on this Saturday. Right behind him is Adam Jones, who is 7th in hits. Altuve of Houston leads the league with 66. Kluber with the 0-1 delivery. 0-2 count on Markakis. 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Jonathan Schoop, couple of steps off the bag at first. Not running. 0-2. Swung on. Got him.
Yeah, perfect pitch right where the catcher Gomes slides to. This kid can pitch to both sides of the plate with the best of them. And you have to understand he just threw a 93-mile-per-hour fastball on the outside corner. So look at the late life. That ball moves about 3-4 inches. And then it's just above the hands. Perfectly located.
Career record early 17 and 13. It is his 47th game start at the major league level for the just turned 28-year-old right-hander. Here is J.J. Hardy hitting second, and the pitch, a strike, single, and he has popped out. Corey Kluber's kept the big crowd here at Camden Yards quiet so far in this ball game. Here's the 0-1. Bender that's going to be in the dirt.
That is a great way to pitch on the road. Silence him by pitching well.
He certainly is doing that right now.
Well, there was no indication coming into this game that he's been struggling.
It's 2-2 on the road with a 4.34 ERA.
But most of those runs were, at least on the road, were early in April. Struggled early, first 3-4 starts.
He'll go outside with that, and a 2-ball 1-strike count on Hardy. Orioles need some base runners.
Well, you need something to maybe disrupt him. You know, pitching is making your pitches, but it's also about confidence. First home run of the year by Hardy on a fastball 2-1 count inside half might make him think a little bit.
2-1 delivery, 1 out, missed. So a 3-ball 1-strike count. Effective. If the Orioles can get to him here with 2 down. Runner off first, and the 3-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be foul back.
And even when he gets into a drive the ball count by J.J. Hardy, makes a perfect pitch away. And I just looked at the 88 balls on the ground, 53 in the air, so he's a ground ball guy.
Three-ball 2-strike count. Jonathan Scope at first, off and running, and the pitch will be away. So he surrenders the walk. Davis got one in the first inning. Hardy gets one here, and the Orioles get 2 on with 2 down in the 5th inning. Well, here's their chance to get back into the ball game, get on the board. The Orioles 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position today. And Adam Jones a single, and he has been called out on strikes.
Yeah, you'd even have the kind of inning that they just had, which is, you know, maybe get a base hit here, and then you get Davis up, you got Cruz behind him. Get Corey Kluber thinking. What did George Will, men of work, say one of the critical times for pitchers, trying to get enough innings to get the win. That's what you got to do. Got to pitch 5 innings with a lead. Sometimes you think about it a little bit more than you should.
Jones after the high pitch. Adam 3-10 with runners in scoring position. 0-1 count. Gomes chasing that one down. 0-1, 2 away. Kluber, once runners are on, pretty deliberate pace for him. He has put away 1 complete game this season. Aren't a lot of those around baseball, as fans know. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Jones, did he go? Yes. Or it was a strike. Either way, it's 0-2. Rob Drake, home plate umpire, on the call, but Showalter with his head down in the dugout after he watched this.
Right there around the knees.
Scope off second base and Hardy off first. And the 0-2, and that'll be up high. One ball, 2-strike count. Jones 7 hits now in this series, 7 for 13 against the Indians. Here's the 1-2 delivery to him, and a swing and a pitch out and away. Tags him out. The Kluber gets his 8th strikeout. 2 of them have come against Jones. The Orioles will leave 2 on. first two split. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer here. Jim, talk about Ubaldo Jimenez. What do you see, and what's he got to do?
Well, he's got to throw more strikes, and it has to be early. And if you just go back and look, I mean, we're not talking 2006 when he's throwing 98 and they just overpower people. He can't do that. The difference in May until the last two games was command. Strike one, use all the pitches, let the movement. The velocity really hasn't gone up a whole lot. So, I mean, it's pretty much what he did last year until the last month. And you talk to their pitching coach, Mickey Callaway, who helped him get to that 4-0 ERA, a little over a run a game. He said he just became much more aggressive. So he knows what to do, but you have two opposing people. You have Kluber throwing a lot of strikes. And if you're trying to play defense behind Ubaldo today, it was very tough. Not that they hit a lot of balls hard, but you're back on your heels and
scuffing at the dirt.
Night game followed by a day game. You're yawning, and he didn't make it easy for him.
As he ended up with the 5 walks in the ball game, and McFarland on in relief. The Orioles got to keep this where it is against this Indians ball club. It's picked up the 5 runs on 5 hits. Santana. The delivery by McFarland and a big cut on the off-speed delivery. Carlos Santana walked a couple of times. Last one he scored on in the 5th inning. In fact, that's what led that 5th inning off. Santana 3 for 9 here in this series. 1-1 delivery to him, and the breaking ball is going to miss. And a 2-ball 1-strike count. So McFarland will be asked here to not only be effective, but for some innings. 2-1 pitch. And caught the outside corner. Santana looking back. 2-2.
Yeah, that's why he's here. I mean, he's the ultimate long man, and for a team, again, when the starters aren't going as far as they want, you need somebody like that.
Here's the 2-2 delivery, and that's taken. This is the most 3-2 counts in a ball game I can remember in a long time. I think we're up to 10 3-2 counts for Oriole pitchers.
And
that's
only in the 6th inning.
Yeah. And the 3-2 delivery on the way, and Santana's on, and another walk. Well, nothing kills you like these. Really, they're freebies, putting guys on base for the Indians today. To their credit, taking advantage of it, but this is just giving away opportunities.
Well, it is, but ideally, what you like to do as a starting pitcher, we all know this, is you want your guys to think they have a chance to win. So they know how good Corey Kluber is. You watch the film, off day in Pittsburgh. He did pitch the Monday night game, pitched very well against Detroit. So if you're Ubaldo, you know you couldn't have a bad day, and he just had one of those days where he struggled. He just has to get more aggressive, and we always talk about trusting your stuff. He just has to believe this stuff is maybe better than he thinks it is, because he's pitching like he's very defensive, and you can't just do that.
So with the leadoff man on, Santana leading off the last 2 innings with a walk in each. He's on at first base. Gomes has had a base hit and a walk.
And Santana now up to 48 walks on the year.
He came into the day second in walks in the league. That's going to be a seeing eye single. So Gomes is on with a base hit. And there are runners on at first and second to start the 6th inning. The Orioles thank the 2014 American Heart Association Baltimore Hardball signature sponsor, Sinai Hospital, a LifeBridge health center, whose support for the event helped raise $700,000 to help fight heart disease. How you can fight disease or contribute to the Heart Fund, go to Orioles.com/AHA. So another chance for the Indians. 2 on and nobody out. McFarland working against Justin Sellers, who does bunt poorly. Clevenger diving, can't get it.
Yeah, long day for Steve Clevenger, considering all the 3-2 counts, the walks. Little pop up. The bunt defense wasn't on, even though if for Terry Francona, it's certainly something you may consider, as he does, because he puts it on. Orioles scoring 6 or more runs in the last 5 games, so they're not done. They're just out of arm's reach.
0-1. Sellers gets the sign again and steps back. The Orioles will play bunt in at first and third. Hardy cheating over towards third base already. Jonathan Scope almost standing on second. 0-1 delivery, does square, does bunt, and it's a good one. Clevenger's got it. He'll go to first and record the out. So a sacrifice puts two in scoring position with one away.
Well, the Indians have won 4 of their last 5. Kind of been streaky. They'd had lost 4 out of 5. Then they win 4 out of 5. 8-15 on the roads. Small ball. Now you got to play the infield in because of the scoreboard. Makes it easier for Bourne to hit.
And Bourne with good speed up there. Infield in and one down. Lead runner Santana. Gomes on at second base. Bourne has been on twice, a single, a walk. Called out on strikes. He has scored a run. And he'll lash that one down the line, just foul. Cleveland getting a lot of chances here in this ball game to push some runs across. They batted around in the 5th inning.
Yeah, they play him to pull, and he's all day today. He's hitting the ball the other way.
Oh, 0-1 the count. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Indians 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position. 12th in the league as a team in batting average in that department at .236 coming in. McFarland taking a look over at third base. Santana was bouncing around over there. One down, wants a K and gets it.
Oh. Well, that's the way you get lefties out. Get ahead and then bury the slider. As good as you can throw it. The illusion is it's going to stay up and then started it right on the corner and it just slides away underneath the bat head.
So now 2 down and Avila's coming up. Avila's has not done well in these situations so far, hitting only .216. McFarland trying to get out of the inning after the first 2 were on without giving up a base hit RBI, and he's going to do it. Cruz is there, and we'll put it away. Avila's retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors to our left. Indians lead.
And a little base hit up the, or actually I guess it scored an error. Sellers will get the run in. Santana will walk, makes it 1-0. Avila's little looper, 2-0. Jimenez will leave. T.J. McCarlin will hit Brantley with the bases loaded to make it 3-0. And then Chisenhall hits a slider into right to make it 4-0. They will add another run, 5-run inning for Corey Kluber and the Indians. So Jimenez, the pitcher of record for this point, could get the loss, and then Kluber just kind of rolling along. 8 strikeouts in 5 innings, and the pitch count pretty much where he wants it. Just a little bit over 15 per inning.
Kluber had a tough outing, and the only other time he faced the Orioles, he went 4 2/3 innings. Lost the start June 27 of last year here at Camden Yards. Gave up 7 runs and 11 hits and a walk.
And that is your Geico game highlights. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Chris Davis leading it off. He has struck out and walked. Davis, Cruz, and Clevenger in the bottom of the 6th inning. Kluber's pitch will be fouled the other way into the seats. Right back with you tomorrow. This quick 4-game homestand for the Orioles will conclude with the 1:35 start time. The 1 o'clock O's Extra, 1:30 for the ball game tomorrow. Masson 2 HD and WJZ. I'm happy to have WJZ with us today. Pitches up high and a 1-ball 2-strike count. Orioles came in the first 2 games hitting .329 against the Indians with 4 home runs. And that ball blasted to center field. Going back is Bourne, but he's got room. And Davis is the first out of the 6th.
Yeah, even he hits it well. You can see that he just feels more comfortable. For Corey Kluber, maybe a little inkling of getting the ball up in the zone, a little more than he was so good the first 4 in the 5th. That curveball hung a little bit, but again, if you get him to hit it to center field, that's where you want. You got a lot more room out there.
Manny Machado talking a little baseball. J.J. Hardy
with his shortstop.
No specific time on when Manny will be back. Could be tomorrow. That right groin problem, missing his 2nd game. Popped up first base or second. Played by Santana. And Cruz is retired, 2 down. And as promised earlier in the game, our AT&T's fan photo, a group effort on hand at the ballpark and enjoying a ball game. Two down. Clevenger up. He is grounded out and struck out. Corey Kluber looking to have a quick inning here at 86 pitches thrown.
Well, it's amazing what happens when you throw strike 1. They sometimes pop it up at 94. That's what Cruz did. One of the hottest hitters in baseball.
Then throw a 79 on the next.
When I came up, I was wild. I could walk anybody at any time, often. I mean, and they made me come out and watch batting practice. And I'd watch Billy Hunter throwing about 75 miles per hour, and guys would be popping it up, and I'd said, maybe I ought to do that. Not throw 75, but maybe I ought to throw it over. And you learn. So I mean, you go out and watch BP. You just kind of learn by sitting on the bench, and you don't always have to make perfect pitches. You know, now everything is all sabermetrics and whatever. But the bottom line is, Robin Roberts is my roommate. You got a fastball you can throw for a strike. You got one you can throw for a ball. Same with your breaking ball. Go get him, kid.
There you go. 2-1 delivery, swung on a miss, damped it up to 93 on that.
And what's he been doing all afternoon? He's got a fastball he can throw for a strike, cuts it a little bit when he needs to, not too often, because they told him that's how he hurt the middle finger. And he's got a great breaking ball. Hasn't thrown a changeup yet. Hasn't had to.
Keep him off balance.
Yep.
In the air, left field, going back Brantley, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. Brantley will get it into second base, and got him. Brantley with his 6th assist in the outfield, as Clevenger is the 3rd out at second. Buck Showalter's on his way out. He's going to want to talk to Joe West. He has already won one challenge in this ball game, so they will hang on. We're going to have 1 billion people on the field because the Indians are supposed to stay out. The grounds crew wants to come out to do work, and the Orioles want to come out.
And he's out. He got him right up the arm. Aviles with the tag. Yep.
Great call and close to, and they're not going to challenge. So there it is. Fine throw made by Brantley in left field. That'll end the inning. Indians lead. Longest home run at Memorial Stadium, 471 feet, cleared the hedge in left center, came off Milt Pappas against the O's. And in 1994, Milwaukee County Stadium, Cal, his 300th career home run. He was facing Teddy Higuera, and this milestone came in the 3-run shot off Higuera in the 3rd inning, and a lucky fan came up with the baseball cleanly, and Ripken rounded with number 300.
Teddy Higuera, changeup artist, got that one up, and Cal delivered it. 300 on his way, 428 home runs, I think, lifetime.
County Stadium, best brats in all of baseball.
Oh, yes. There is Cal.
They're at Legends Park. Come to the ballpark, make sure you get out there, take a look at the 6 great legend statues that are out there. First ball hitting, and Jonathan Scope will go off his glove. Markakis will chase it down, and Brantley is on at first base. Another leadoff batter on. For every Orioles game all season long, you can watch it at MLB.com at bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. Brings you baseball wherever you are, instant replays, MLB Game of the Day, classic games, and more. Download it at bat at the App Store, or go to Orioles.com today.
So now a 10-game hit streak for Michael Brantley, keeps it alive.
Base hit for him to lead off the 7th inning. Chisenhall has picked up a single, 1 for 3. He extended his streak to 7. And the pitch down low for a ball. That'll be hit number 7 for the Indians. They lead at 5-0. 5-7-0 the Indians. The Orioles 0-5-1. Orioles have left 3 out of 6 in scoring position. Brantley, pretty good lead over there. McFarland's pitch swung on and missed by Chisenhall. Boy, Toronto continues hot. They got another lead today. They lead Oakland 4-1. Cabrera's gone 2 for 3 in RBI. Dickey 6 innings with the 1 run on 3 hits. Chavez has given up a couple of runs, 7 hits, and 5 in his time in the start for Oakland. Toronto right now is just on fire. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Chisenhall. Oakland with 30 wins still leads the majors, now tied. The Giants got one last night, so the Giants and Oakland with 30 wins. Milwaukee's got 29. Detroit 28 and Toronto 27.
Yeah, they're doing it against a guy, Jesse Chavez. You don't really hear much about him, but if you watch any of the highlights, came in 4-1. I mean, just devastating slider, and really keeps the ball down, and they still do a number on him.
You love those hot streaks, and you try and ride them as far as you can.
And then Oakland came into Cleveland and outscored them 33-13. That tells you how hot the Jays are. Doesn't really matter who they
play. That one down the line and right. Markakis looking up. It'll hit just off the top of the wall. Brantley's going to go into 3rd and into 2nd with a double as Chisenhall, and he just missed a home run.
Well, every time you throw a breaking ball, I mean, that's the base hit he got off of T.J. McFarland. So he threw one that he fouled off early, but if you don't make a good pitch, now you be the judge here. Is it away? Well, it's pretty much right out over the outside middle of the plate. The reason he came in hitting 380 as he clubs it off the wall is that he's using the whole field, and the breaking ball just speeds the bat up, and he waits, not trying to pull it. The ball, the speed of the pitch allows him to pull it right on it.
Infield is drawn in against Rayburn. Nobody out. Runners at 3rd and 2nd. And the pitch for a ball. Bullpen active again for the Orioles. Brock up in the bullpen. Brad Brock.
Yeah, 4 innings on Monday night, or Tuesday night, excuse me, going to save the Orioles bullpen. Too many of those saved the Oriole bullpens this week.
Much.
The way they're scoring runs until today.
Rayburn 0 for 3 in the game. He'll foul that back, and a 1 ball 1 strike count. So the Indians with 8 hits in the ball game now, and threatening to blow the doors off it if they have another big rally here. They batted around in the 5th when they got their 5 runs. And they have the first 2 on here.
Look at those numbers. Last year he drove in a run right behind Cabrera and Davis. 4.4 at bats, an RBI, 16 home runs, 277 at bats.
Raven will take that one up and in. 2-ball, 1-strike count.
Even when he was with the Tigers, I mean, he was a guy that would hit 11, 15, 16 home runs. Cleveland gets him. He does the same thing.
Hitting just 185 of left-handers coming into the ball game. Runners second and third with their leads. 2-1 pitch, and that'll miss.
There's the changeup. A lot of pitches just out of the zone.
So again, another 3-ball count here, 3-1. Ryan Rayburn, base hit, scores 2. He's their DH today. And the 3-1. And a foul tip just out of the mitt. Indians coming in 8-15 on the road. Diverse records, 15-11 when they're playing at home. Terry Francona's team much better in the W column on their home field. 3-2 count will be coming again. Brantley off third, Chisenhall off second. And again, foul back.
You know, the Oriole bullpen a little different look than a lot of the ones we've seen, whether it's especially on this last trip. Pittsburgh had some flamethrowers. Kansas City, they all throw 95 to 100. Herrera hit 100 3 times last Sunday. The Orioles more, Mattis 87 to 91. TJ at 90.
That's going to go down the line. That's a base hit. It'll get 2 in. Brantley will score. Chisenhall will score. Throw. Not in time. And Rayburn's got a double and 2 runs batted in, and it is a 7-0 Indians lead.
At the end of the day, you have to come back into the zone in 90. These guys hit it. Take a look. They hit too much of the plate. Gets the ground ball, but because it's inside middle, he just turns on it. He gets it by Ryan Flaherty into the corner, and 6 and 7 runs score.
Rayburn now with 11 RBIs on the year. 7-0. 2 runs in here in the 7th inning. And there is Rayburn. He's picked up 3 RBIs in the first 3 games of this series. McFarland may be asked to eat up some innings here, or some time. Bullpen's ready if they wanted to change. Got Murphy, the left-hander, though. David Murphy with a shift on will take the pitch down low for a ball. Still looking for his first hit of the series. 0 for 12. Keep Jonathan Scope in on this shift with a double play or with a hitter up. To go to first, bobbled, and makes the play, and Murphy is retired. It'll move Murphy, moves the runner over. Rayburn to third.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have liked to have done more than that, but Showalter forced because of the scoreboard and to go to the bullpen.
So the first out recorded here in the 7th inning, and McFarland will be coming out of the ball game. Brad Bronco come on to pitch for the Orioles, who trail it 7-0. reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Baltimore Orioles. Back here at Camden Yards, so far a long day for the Orioles, down 7-0. Here's Brad Brock.
He really did come in and pitch well, the longest stint of the year. Established his changeup. We talked about power arms. He can 92 to 95. We've seen him touch that. Nice little breaking ball comes out of the San Diego Padres organization. 33 games last year. So they just try to get him to relax and just let his natural ability make the pitches and take your chances. Stuff is good enough to do that.
Infield is in. Runner at third. Ball put high in the air to right field. Markakis with the ball carrying. And off the top of the wall. Goodbye home run. The ball just kept on going in right. And on the first pitch from Brad Brock, Carlos Santana delivers a 2 RBI homer, and it is a 9-0 game.
The big double on the opening night. Brock not happy with it. You talked about how glary it is, and it is. The wind is blowing. Now 4 innings on Tuesday, so he comes back and just full extension. And just off the root. Not by much.
Well, Santana's bat heating up a little bit. That's his 6th home run. RBI 16 and 17. And the pitch will be outside to Gomes. A couple of hits, 2 singles and a walk in the ball game. So McFarland will be charged with 3 runs on 5 hits over 2 1/3. Starter Valdo Jimenez, 5 runs, 4 hits over 4+. And the Indians are spreading it around the ballpark today. 9 runs on 10 hits. And the pitch is a called strike on Gomes. Gomes to be followed by Sellers here in the 7th. Gomes has done the catching in all 3 of these ball games. 2-1 delivery. Brock will cross body it down low, and a 3-ball 1-strike count. Indians with 45 home runs on the year. Same number as the Orioles. Swing and a miss, foul tip, says the home plate umpire. And the count 3-2. We're piling them up. That is the 11th 3-2 count we've had in the ball game for Oriole pitchers. The high this year is 16 3-2 counts by the Rangers against the A's on April 28th. Foul back into the screen.
Now there's 94. 47 pitches on Tuesday. Brad more of an 2-inning guy down to AAA Norfolk.
3 balls, 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. Rocco getting for a K. So 2 down in the 7th. That'll bring Sellers up, number 9 hitter.
Yeah, once again 3-2. You just have to say, okay, I'll throw a fastball. I'll try to get it in a good spot, up and in. 93. Gomes doesn't get to it.
Brock will work to Sellers. His base hit in the 5th inning would lead to him coming around to score later. Sacrifice, and he's hit into a fielder's choice. 2 down. He'll go after the first pitch in the air to center. Jones. Adams got it, and that will do it. But 4 runs in. 7th inning stretch time. Our Honda do-ups. Young, Flaherty, and Jonathan Smith. By Miller Lite. Fortunately for Chris Davis, not hurt, and fortunate for the Orioles, a fine defensive play made right here by Davis, right over to the Orioles dugout, pulls that one in, and Tillman gets out of the way, then came back to make sure he didn't fall in.
Yep, a little late grab by both of them.
Good play that came against Aviles in the third inning.
Yeah, people don't. We got to see it all last year. Hit all those home runs, lead the league in home runs, and baseball and home runs and RBIs. You don't realize what a good defensive player he is.
Thought he deserved a Gold Glove last year.
Well, they went for that zone rating, and well, Hosmer won it, but they said Napoli had the best zone rating of the Red Sox.
Bottom half of the seventh inning. Down the line and foul. Young, he has struck out twice. Flaherty and then Jonathan Scope due up. Corey Kluber right now is throwing the shutout, a 5-hit shutout through the first 6 innings.
With a 5-run inning and a 4-run inning. Very pitch efficient.
And a swing and a miss.
Well, you always have checkpoints in your delivery, and when you watch him, you're going to see the focus and no emotions. He looks down. Everything is set. And weight over the pitching rubber. Leg, knee up.
Down to third. Hard hit into the chest. Chisenhall.
Yeah, nice play there. Take one for your pitcher. Nice going, Brooks. Manny. Well, they call it the hot corner. Isn't that how Manny described it?
That's what it is. And he did what you do down there. You knock it down. You got time.
Remember when they Dick Allen, they moved him over there. He said it's really easy. You either catch it or you don't.
It's true. It's not like second where you can kind of muff it up a little bit and then play it over to first base. You got time because of distance, but not at third. Here's Ryan Flaherty. Flaherty with the 0 for 2 in the ball game. Corey Kluber's complete game came against Kansas City in a 5-1 win. He gave up a run on 4 hits over 9. That is his complete game that he picked up this season, part of his 4-3 record. 3.43 ERA.
You mentioned that White Sox game. 3 hitters through 8, 13 strikeouts. And a tough day with a control walk 2. And he did that all 8 innings and 113 pitches. You just start multiplying. If you're around 15, 16, that would be low. 7 is what, 105.
There's a good breaking ball that moves in on the corner of the plate.
Well, his strike to ball ratio is fabulous. 97 pitches, 66 strikes, 31 balls.
Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and Flaherty is gone. He ducked away, but it's his 9th strikeout.
Movement, location, strikes, get ahead. This is textbook pitching today. And meanwhile, they're getting him 9 runs. Look at the late movement on this. You just give up on it.
So it's 2 quick outs here in the 7th inning. Jonathan Scope a single, and he is struck out. Orioles have a double picked up by Cruz in the 4th inning. That's the only extra base hit of the 5 they've had. Kluber's got 9 strikeouts. 2 down, base is empty. Ground ball, cut off, no error. Goes into left field. Staying right at first base will be Jonathan Scope. Chisenhall came over to cut it off, and up and off his glove.
Yeah, and Sellers is playing right behind him. Well, when you're hitting 380, you pretty much think you can do anything. You can see Sellers, he's already ready to start circling it. And if he catches it, he cuts it off. But it's not an easy play. I guess they could score that a base hit.
But didn't.
No, okay.
So they're charging with an error. You got to keep that rate going of an error per ball game.
Oh, sorry, I forgot that.
Forgot that. 51st error committed by the Indians. Orioles have 22. That'll bring Nick Markakis to the plate. Nick with an 0 for 3 in the ball game. Scope on at first, 2 down. has had 1 hit in 6 at bats, lifetime off this right-hander. Marquez fouls it back, 0-2.
Well, he keeps hitting the corners, so he starts him off away, struck him out on one of those inside hip balls and runs back, and then he's got a curve ball. He can get you out on his front foot. Pretty conventional pitcher, kind of old time, old school in a way, where he just throws a lot of strikes and, you know, very good repeatable windup.
Runner off first with 2 down, not being held, and the pitch will be taken inside. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Nick Marquez. Orioles have been shut out 3 times this year and have shut out opponents 3 times. They've got time to make sure that doesn't happen, but a long road uphill to come back with a 9-0 deficit. And the way Corey Kluber's pitching right now, he just keeps rolling on. 1-2, and the delivery on the way, and it'll be popped up third base side. Chisenhall will move in foul territory and will put it away. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left on base, 7 complete. Giants broadcaster Mike Krukow accused Tulowitzki a day ago of stealing signs in a ball game against the Giants. Tulowitzki responded by having a new walk-up song. The song is called "I Saw the Sign," and he looked up at Krukow as he came up with the words coming out. Ichiro has asked the Yankees, "Can I pitch one more time before I retire?" 2 things there: he wants to pitch, and 2, he's thinking about retirement. And Girardi answered, "Yeah." Said, "If the opportunity comes up where I got to use a position player, I will put you in to pitch."
Yeah, well,
why not?
Ichiro's going to the Hall of Fame.
He's earned it.
Yeah, but he is closing in on 40.
Yeah.
As is Derek Jeter.
Aren't we all? Here's Bourne, and a ground ball to second. That's Lombardozzi who bobbles it, and no play. Steve Lombardozzi just came on to play at second, and Bourne with that speed is on. Steve Pearce is going to play in left field. David Lowe is going to play in center. Cruz goes from left to right. Infield has been changed as well. Scope goes to third. Flaherty from third to short. Lombardozzi comes off the bench to play at second base. Steve Lombardozzi just added to the roster before the game today, called up from AAA. They give him a base hit on that, I guess. Bourne with his speed gets an infield single here in the 8th inning, so that's 11 hits now for the Indians.
Yeah, the minute that Brad Brock can't field that.
Yeah, take it all back. Yeah. He changed the call. Ball will go in the air to center. Over to get it is David Lowe. He'll put it away. They're calling that an error. I want to make sure here, but that's what they've got up right now.
Couple balls today, pretty tough scoring.
Yep. So the error on Lombardozzi. Welcome back.
Yeah. Timing is everything.
He had Bourne coming down the line. He had to hurry it and just couldn't make the.
Well, that's my point. It wasn't a routine play.
Yeah.
And the ball did come up a little bit. You got to play it on the run, going towards the pitcher's mound, and somehow throw it underneath your rib cage to first base. That's routine? I don't think so. But it doesn't matter what I think. It's an error for the moment.
It's for the moment. Second one cut charge to the Orioles. Corey Kluber in there. Looks like he is done for the day after his 5th win of the year. Axford is up in the bullpen. And Brantley will take the pitch in the dirt, scattering the dust.
Yeah, certainly the luxury for Terry Francona of the Indians, where he, after having a couple of 13-inning games, now he can actually choose who he wants and maybe get an inning or get some work today. I haven't seen Brian Shaw. It's going to be Axford, who came in and pitched a couple of nights ago.
In the air, left field, shy of the warning track. Pierce puts it away. Runner will go back to first base. Brantley is retired, 2 down.
Yeah, Pierce does a lot of things well. We saw him when Chris Davis went down in the league, play first base well, circled that ball well, just in case you ever have to come in and make a throw. All in your Cal Ripken senior perfect practice. I mean, it kind of seems like so mundane. You're down 9-0, but you still go about the game the right way. And good to see.
Larney Chisenhall will take the pitch away for a ball. Brad Brock came on in the 7th, gave up the home run to Santana, charged with 1 run so far on that 1 hit. Chisenhall a double, single, 2 for 4 in the ball game, 6 for 11 in the series. And the big cut on Brock's delivery. 1 ball, 1 strikeout.
And as you mentioned, not a lot of at bats against lefties, but it really doesn't matter. I mean, he's hitting everybody.
He's going to get some more. He keeps putting these numbers up. Runner off first base, they're not holding, and the pitch will slide inside.
Well, the comment he made yesterday about when you're a #1 draft choice, and you got to be the #1 draft choice because you were a line drive hitter, and then you get a bonus, and you're thinking I got to hit 20-25 home runs, and that's not who you are. Pretty good self-awareness.
And a good pitch away.
There's the changeup.
The 2-ball, 2-strike count with 2 down and a runner on at first base. Saturday day game being dominated by the Indians and Corey Kluber, who will leave the game, allowing no runs on 5 hits. That will be fouled away. He struck out 4 more than he gave up hits in the ball game. 2 walks and 9 strikeouts for Corey Kluber today.
So what, last Saturday was Danny Duffy? Retired the first 20. Orioles lose that 1-0. He got roughed up yesterday. Got beat by C.J. Wilson. It's not good for Saturdays.
Let's add another 3-2. At least you got something to look forward to in this game. Maybe breaking record on 3-2 counts in a game. What are we up to? 12? This year 16 is the high for 3-2 counts in a ball game by one team, and we've got 12 in this one. 3-2 with 2 down. Runner goes, and a swing and a miss. So Chisenhall goes down. No runs, no hits, an error, 1 left on base. Bottom of the 8th inning. Indians lead it 9-0. With a 4-game set, Miguel Gonzalez on the mound against Trevor Bauer. Our coverage on Masson 2 at 1 with those extra, presented by Geico, followed by coverage at 1:30 on Masson 2 and WJZ. All the access you need right here on Masson. Corey Kluber, chance to win the ball game.
Yeah, 9-0. Really pitched well. This kid, plus fastball, plus curveball, plus command, plus control, everything. And then they get him 9 runs, a couple of big innings. That's all he needed. As John Axford will come on, and he was the closer. You can see 9 out of 11, a couple of struggles. So they have changed that role. Did come in and pitch well on Thursday night. Big hard thrower. He uses all his pitches. I didn't realize that. I figured most relievers are maybe 2-pitch pitchers, but he's got a curveball, he's got a slider, he's got a fastball. A bit of a changeup, doesn't throw much.
Axford came on, worked an inning in that ball game, and had a couple of strikeouts. So Axford will go to work here in the bottom half of the inning. David Lowe will be the first batter up, batting in the number 2 spot for Hardy. So his first at bat in the game. Hardy had a base hit, 1 for 2. Extended his hit streak to 6 games.
Out of Ontario, California, and what Nick Markakis said is he's 6'5". He said the angle, the release point, really throws the ball downhill. So maybe 91 looks a little bit quicker, and he got up to 93, 94 the other night.
Axford starts it out with a strike on Lowe, hitting at just 171. Couple of doubles. Has the speed, but not the average. And that has kept him out of some games. Spectacular catch the other night in left field. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, when he plays with Adam Jones and Nick Markakis in the outfield, I'm not suggesting you don't play Cruz, but sometimes he DHs. It's one of the best defensive outfielders in baseball. I mean, he can throw and he can go get it.
1-1 to him, will go to short. Sellers.
I mean, they prefer, even though he makes an out, I think that Jim Presley, the Oriole hitting coach, just try to know where the barrel of the bat is and try to stay above the ball. When you get that loop, that's when you hit those pop-ups and those lazy fly balls. That's not a good way to get on. Speedster, 4 steals out of 5 attempts, leads the Orioles.
Steve Pearce will get his first at bat. Pearce playing in left field. Steve has, when called upon, gotten the job done for the Orioles overall with that 288, 3 homers, 7 RBIs. Filling in at first for Davis and really producing there, and playing a good first base. Takes the strike, 0-1. Ryan Webb in the bullpen for the Orioles. 9-0 lead for the Indians in the bottom of the 8th. And out in front of that one, 0-2.
Well, that's the big, the sky hook. Pretty good curveball. Cutter slider to go with it.
In the Orioles today, changes. Nick Hundley acquired in a trade with San Diego, a catcher. Steve Lombardozzi called up from AAA. Troy Patton went to San Diego, the left-hander in the deal. His name had been mentioned as being bandied about in a trade, and today it happened. So the 30-year-old catcher Nick Hundley will be joining the Orioles, not sure when. And Lombardozzi up today and already in the ball game at second base. Where are the Padres playing anyway? Have to look at our schedule. 1 ball, 2 strike count. And a foul tip.
San Diego.
San Diego, they're home.
Cubbies are out there.
So he may just wait and join the ball club in Texas or Milwaukee. Could get here tomorrow.
I think he'll be here for tomorrow.
You think so?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm betting he'll play tomorrow. Even though it's a lot easier going east to west.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Deal was clearly in the works overnight and finally taken care of before the ball game today. Axford's delivery, and that will be outside. So, as is the daily event for the Orioles, there'll be more roster changes tomorrow.
Well, you're trying to get the club better.
Yep.
And because of the injury to Wieters, otherwise you probably wouldn't have done anything.
2-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to go to right center for a base hit. So Pearce is on with a single.
And it seems that you come in 9-0 ball game, playing. They'd probably be playing first with the paternity leave. Chris Davis's wife Jill, they're going to have the baby induced tomorrow. But these are quality at bats because they may make a difference tomorrow off of Trevor Bauer, who's coming off a couple of good starts. The 23-year-old right-hander for the Indians. Now you don't want to have to do it at the expense of being down 9-0, but at least you're getting some guys some playing time.
So the Orioles, one down, man on. Here's Davis, 0 for 2 and a walk for Chris. Shift is put into place by the Indians, and the overhand breaking ball will be in there for a strike. Each team has left 7 on so far, and by the way, Bourne has been credited now with a base hit in the 8th inning. Take the error away from Lombardozzi and give Bourne a single.
The degree of difficulty. Very tough to give. Or easy to give it to him. Kind of like the Seinfeld.
It's easy to take it away.
Yes, too. Michael happy. Look at him.
You can see jumping with joy. Lombardozzi's even happier. He gets the error taken away. So 11 hits, 9-11-1 for the Indians, 0-8-1 for the Orioles. 6 hits for the Orioles. And the turnover pitch, it was down and away and got him.
Axford, a lot of movement going on, and there's that curveball. Backdoors it. Starts just off the plate and stays right there.
Orioles have yet to have 2 hits in the same inning. 6 hits scattered about in this ball game by Corey Kluber, who left giving up 5 of them, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. Nelson Cruz, he's gone the distance, a double. 1 for 3 in the ball game. Axford's pitch to him, knee up high for a ball.
One of the biggest chances was all the way back in the first. Base hit by Adam Jones, walked to Davis, and then Cruz popped up. Corey Kluber able to get out of that inning, and then a little bit of a 5th inning jam after they had just scored 5, though, so less pressure.
2 innings where the Orioles have had 2 on.
Yeah, it's amazing that this. You look at the scoreboards, 9-0, but going into the 5th, 0-0.
Big innings. Cleveland batted around, 5 runs in the 5th, 6th inning, got runners on, and then in the 7th, 4 more runs scored. So they bunched the runs into 2 innings in this game. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Runner off first, Cruz. There's that off-speed pitch again. Butterfly floating in.
And when I was talking to John Axford, the first time I'd ever met him, I said, you remind me a little bit of John Wetland. Wetland was the closer in Mariano Rivera. In fact, Joe Torre came on to manage the Yankees in '96, and he was a 4-pitch pitcher. He had, the slider, the curveball, fastball, and changeup.
Comes back with the fastball at 96. A great differential between that fastball and changeup. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Orioles are going to have, unless there's a major rally, they had 12 hits in each of the last 5. That will end. They had scored 6 or more in 5 consecutive. That's going to end if there's no major rally.
And the Indians had their 12 games in the last 4 games and last night. And the Orioles winning that game 8-4.
1-2 delivery on the way, and he bounces it. So a 2 ball, 2 strike count. Pierce stays at first base. And Cruz with a 2-2 from Axford. Two and 2. Add another one. 3 ball, 2 strike count. We're piling them up, sports fans. What's that, 13? 13. 3-2 counts.
Oh, so the 16 this year, that's collective?
That's one team.
Oh, one team.
Imagine that. 3 and 2. Runner will be going. Pierce at first base. And that'll go to the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. Pierce will head over to third. And the Orioles get runners at first and third here in the 8th inning with 2 down.
Yeah, single double now for Nelly Cruz. 2 strikes, put it in play. Playing you pretty much maybe a step or 2 to pull. And gets it into center field.
Two down, 2 on. Clevenger will get the chance. He's had a base hit, 1 for 3 in the ball game. The record this season for 3-2 counts by 2 teams combined is 20. The Yankees and the Mets, and the Mets and the Dodgers. That'll go to second base. Aviles has got it, and the Orioles still not on the board. No runs, couple of hits, no errors. 2 are left on. We go to the 9th inning with the Indians pitching a shutout. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by Coons. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. Gary Thorne and Jim Palmer in this Memorial Day weekend. The Indians dominating a 9-0 ball game. And we go to the 9th inning.
Yeah, Ryan Webb comes on last appearance. Been pitching well. Did give up a run against Pittsburgh and was the pitcher of record in the loss on Wednesday night. He doesn't walk a whole lot of guys. Sinker, slider, throw a lot of strikes, get him to hit ground balls. Not a bad idea any ballpark, especially here at Camden Yards. Hit an inning, or just about.
Delvin Young is going to stay in the ball game and play left field. He was the DH. Pierce goes from left to right. That'll get Cruz out of the game. Caleb Joseph is going to play at first base, and Chris Davis out of the game. So the Orioles in the outfield, Young, Lowe, and around in right field. Who did I just say is playing right? Steve Pierce. Thank you.
It is spring training ball.
It is spring training. And you got Scope, Flaherty, Lombardozzi, and Joseph in the infield. Here is Rayburn, who will take it for a strike. Rayburn a double, a run scored, 1 for 4.
So they're a hit away from now getting 12 hits in 5 of the last 6 games. Gives you an idea how well they were swinging the bat coming in. 3-game winning streak, winning the first night and then losing last night.
11 hits in the ball game for the Indians. Orioles now have 7 up there. They'll get one more chance to break out of the 0 on the board for runs. And a big cut. Got him. 1 down.
Well, the equalizer, righty versus righty. Quality sliders. Saw it all day from Corey Kluber. This was get ahead, bury it, see if he can foul it off. He couldn't.
Here's Murphy coming up. All he wants to do is get rid of the 0 for himself. not had a hit in the series yet. 0 for 13.
But what he has done, and he did drive in a run when Ryan Flaherty couldn't handle a double play ball the other day, and he keeps getting guys over. But that's kind of good news, bad news. I'm getting them over. I'm not getting them in. But productive outs, but too many of them.
And a chopper that's going to be another out.
Yeah, good sinker.
Labradozzi makes the play. 2 down. Zepchinski in the bullpen. He's appeared in the series. Carlos Santana with a big blow in the ball game. His home run, 2 RBI shot, came in the 7th inning off Brad Brock. 6 home runs on the year now and 17 RBIs. Shift employed against him. And that will be in there for a strike.
Yeah, it's probably a ball that is, Nick Markakis has played about as good a right field as you can. But Orioles 5 and 11 in the daytime. At night, he probably catches that ball because of the glare and the wind. That's how good he's been. Would have had it gone over the wall, which he's done on many occasions. That ball hit high on a very sunny, glary day, and Santana was happy though.
Yes, he was. He's been looking for some hits with that average of 161. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery to him, and that will be a strike on the outside corner. So tomorrow the Orioles will try and make it a 2-2 in the 4-game set. Gonzalez against Bauer. 1 o'clock goes extra. 1:30 for the ball game. Masson 2 HD and WJZ. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that'll go to short. Third baseman Jonathan Scopes playing over there and just gets it. So a 1-2-3 inning for Webb. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The Orioles will try and break that goose egg.
Rick, this is kind of one of those weird games. Not much happening for the Orioles offensively.
No. You got to give your credit to Corey Kluber, who shut out the Orioles for 7 innings so far when he was in there, too. But you can look at Jimenez, too, who gave up 4 hits today, and he was knocked out in the 5th inning. Actually had a real good start, but a real bad finish.
We'll take a look at it. We'll get O's extra shortly. Let's go back upstairs to Gary and Jim.
All right, Tom and Rick standing by to wrap this ball game up. The Orioles in the bottom of the 9th inning, down 9-0. Mark Zepchinski.
Yep, he comes in. He of the changeup and former starting pitcher. Saw him in Toronto. Saw him the other night, as you mentioned. So more strikeouts than innings pitched. Walks a little bit high. Dominates lefties. They're only hitting 107. Righties, a little bit different story. Not a hard thrower, but a command guy. He's in to get some work.
So Zepchinski will work in the bottom half of the 9th inning, as Young will be leading it off 0 for 3. Those of you who may collect or just follow baseball memorabilia, I saw a note the other day. There was a show last year, and this painting happened to be in it, the Norman Rockwell painting of the Red Sox players that was a front cover on the Post decades ago. It was called The Rookie. It had Ted Williams standing amongst some Red Sox players in the locker room, some seating, some standing, welcoming the rookie in of Ted Williams. Famous painting. and it was in a Rockwell collection that was on display. I happened to see it. Then I saw the other day it sold. Sold. You bought it?
22. No, it went by my number.
Yes. 22.6 million. Base hit into left field for Young.
Well, I didn't
see, if you'd known about it, you could have.
I didn't have the .6. Yeah,
you didn't have the
.6. I had the 22, but 22 mil.
$22 million.
Well, you know, I was going through the notes 2 days ago, and I saw Norman Rockwell. And of course, if you played for the Orioles your whole life and been here since you're 19, you're thinking, geez, Brooks's painting went for $22.6 million because he did the great picture of Brooks looking up in the stand with a kid. But $22.6 million.
22. A private buyer, unnamed, was part of the Christie's auction in New York.
Maybe it might have been Brooks. He just wants to have a collection of them.
Wow! Can you believe that? Right. A post front cover, but this was the original painting. And it was just ironic. I had seen that. Believe it or not, it was in Sarasota, the Orioles spring training home, at the great museum down there, the Ringling Museum. Had some originals by Rockwell. Almost all of the post covers were put up on display that he did. They had them all in one collection. That was one of them. The next thing you know, it's bought. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Flaherty up 0 for 3 in the ball game. The Orioles 8 hits in the game.
Well, back in the day before memorabilia was a huge thing, the former owner of the Orioles, the late Jerry Hoffberger, he used to take the Life magazine articles and send them to the people that were on them. And most of them sent it back signed. I mean, it's obviously not an original Rockwell, but just think about that.
Yeah. It's a great collection. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Just sign my scorebook for me, sir.
Well, you never know. Sound like Karen.
So, hey, your daughter's going to college. How's she going to make it otherwise? Play to first base and not in time. The fielder's choice. Young taken out at second base. So we need to explain that. Karen's our great stage manager and has been forever here, and she's reluctant to ask anybody for an autograph, especially people working in the booth like Jim. But Jim has offered to do so over the years.
Well, all my scouting reports.
Yeah, your scouting reports they used to write and use are all signed.
Unlegible, but signed.
Well, it doesn't matter. She's got the authentication herself because she was there to see it. And so we always joke with Karen that her daughter is at UVA. That's how she's going there. every semester.
Well, wish it was that easy.
Sell one of the scouting
if it was
reports.
That easy, yeah, exactly. Well, then she asked me for the jockey underwear poster, and
easy
she said, "I need." she goes, "I need does she have some darts? Because I need a Christmas present."
And that ball is foul back.
That's what I used to do.
Jonathan
set of darts and an underwear poster. What a great Christmas present.
Anybody ever send them to you and ask you to autograph them, send them back?
Oh, actually, that's when I did all the store appearances. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that
was great.
Depending on what city I was, very interesting.
Yeah, I bet it was. Down to third, backhanded, only play at first. Chisenhall gets it there.
Yeah, he looked to try to get the lead runner. And then made a nice throw.
So they're 2 down. So there's some cities where you didn't want to have that poster on your back of you and the
no, well, yeah. How about sums it up?
Steve Lombardozzi coming up. So the Orioles in danger of being shut out for the 4th time this year. Trailing here 9-0, bottom of the 9th inning, 2 down. Runner on at second base.
Yeah, but a base hit away.
Lombardozzi, and that one that's away.
Yeah, good moving fastball. From what I've seen with Steve, I mean, I didn't get to see him when he's playing with the Nationals. It looks like he, as a switch hitter, very good stroke from the other side.
0-1 count. Lombardozzi was hitting .292 in 19 games with the Orioles. Down to Norfolk, hit .294 in 17 there. He's played 277 major league ball games now with a .266 average, 5 homers, 52 RBIs.
So he's seen 92 down and away, and then a swooping, well-thrown slider into the protect mode.
0-2 count with 2 away. Runner on at second. A lot of Cleveland fans here. And the pitch and a swing and a miss, and that's the ball game. So the Orioles, in fact, are shut out here in the bottom of the ninth. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. The Indians win it by a score of 9-0. They're up 2-1 in this 4-game set. And Game 4 will be coming your way tomorrow afternoon. The final will have Miguel Gonzalez taking the mound against Trevor Bauer. Our coverage will begin at 1 on MASN 2 with those extra presented by Geico, followed by our game action at 1:30 on MASN 2 and WJZ. This has been a MASN presentation. Tom and Rick standing by. O's Extra. We'll take a look at the offense of the Indians presented by PNC coming up right now. For Jim Palmer and all of our crew, I'm Gary Thorne. Adieu.